Hello, welcome back everyone to episode 7 of Pentiment. We're in a new part of the game where we now play Magdalene instead of Andreas, so I'm excited to see what continues. For a little bit of backstory, I think Magdalene is the daughter of the printer Klaus. So interesting to see why we've switched to her perspective. And it's been some years since the death of Andreas. I want to see what's changed. Because how old was Magdalene? She was about maybe 4 years old. And we're supposed to be meeting at the Wrath House, where Otto met his end. Oh wait, actually let's see who's here. Hey, this guy came back. Is this the traveler? I believe so. It's nice to see some green this time of year. Horsehound is one of the few plants that grows year-round here. Oh, I didn't get to pick her background. I wonder if we get to pick her background as well as we did with Andreas. I wonder if HeyAmarii is still in here. I'm kind of curious. Would we be able to see her? No, I don't think so. Because she dug her own grave. I wonder if she's still there or in the ground. The Wrath House, I think, is up here in the central town. Yes, it is. Hey again, Mags. She really doesn't like that nickname. Are you serious? I just told you not to call me that. And what are you doing out here? Don't you have better things to do? What business is that of yours? Not me. All my work's done, Mags. Who's Kraft? Who's Apollo? What do you care? Are these kids from earlier? It's not like you've got important work to do. Here we go, I get to pick my background. Oh, what would be interesting? Tinkerer, Magdalene maintains and tinkers with the press and type. Sometimes works with Baltus. Domestics, Magdalene can handle anything connected with household or animal work. Okay, that's realistic but boring. Bookkeeping, Magdalene's proficient with balancing numbers and general accounting of data information. Tinkerer is much more fun. Let's go with that. Tinkerer. I keep the press running for my dad, and I work with Baltus on his inventions. Wait, Baltus is still around? That seems a little more important than standing around the commons in the middle of the day. Baltus's inventions are stupid. Doesn't seem like something a girl should be involved with, if you ask me. What? Right, no one did. Calm down, Mags. You're going to get a reputation. Too late to worry about that. She already has a reputation. As what? Magdalene is skilled at stinging, countering, and otherwise deflating people in conversation. Okay. Flirt. Magdalene likes to playfully tease and flirt with people. I don't like that. I don't want to be the town hoe. Haggle. Magdalene is a strong negotiator, whether it comes to finance or other matters of trade. Magdalene has a penchant for sneaking around, eavesdropping on conversations and passing gossip. I like this one. This seems to fit with like the small town just being real like a gossip. Let's be a rumor monger. Someone needs to keep an eye on the creeps in this town, Kraft. Otherwise, who would know you hide behind the Gertner's chicken coop and spy on Artemis while she's washing? Who's Artemis? I wish I had a little background there. What? No, I wasn't. No, that wasn't me. Is that true? No. Oh my god. Alright, we got it. Lay off. Did you see those things your dad wanted? Did you get those things? Oh, that's right. No, not yet. Hopefully I can just drop them off and start my reading for the day. Reading? What book is so important that you need to get back to it? Oh, interesting. I've always wanted to be a polyglot. Can't speak any foreign languages other than Italian, but you can read. Oh, okay. So what? That's not really a polyglot. Wouldn't you be able to speak and converse or communicate in other languages? Because polyglot means multiple. Otherwise, she's just bilingual if it's just German and Italian. Volt's Butcher. Magdalene is familiar with the most popular common books of the day, assorted trivia, almanacs, common knowledge, and scatological stories. I mean, this would make more sense with the printing or Reformation. Magdalene has read a wide range of contemporary books in the Reformation and Counter-Reformation. This would be the political end. I kind of like this, where she just like knows trivia. The trivia thing sounds kind of fun. So we'll go with the Volks Butcher. Melusine Esther sent it to me from Prague. Is that about the snake woman who takes off all her clothes? Sort of, but no, not really, or at all. Oh, does it have any pictures? Right, I want to see. Calm down, I'm not showing you lecherous dogs anything. I thought you read all kinds of old books. Well, I think it's worth preserving any of the manuscripts we come across. It's a shame what happened to the library at Cursaut. We lost centuries in one night. If we can't keep some of the past alive, we should. Sounds like a lot of work. Right, no thanks. Wait, Otz, aren't you supposed to be at the Rathouse too? You're on the council. Sure, but it's pointless without your dad's plans. Hurry up and get them. I'll see you there. Where do I live? I don't live here, do I? No, I don't. This is not my home. I must get my plans. Do I live down here? Jeez, I cannot remember where I live. Here? Okay, this is where I live. Now where would these plans be? Would they be with the printing? Ah, here. The Rathouse mural sketches. I think this is what my dad wants. I think these are all of the plans. What is this part of the plans? Oh no, another note? Stop. Huh? This isn't Dad's handwriting. I can actually kind of read this. Thank God he's a printer. Well, whatever. I'll bring it just in case. Alright, I better get these over to the Rathouse. Well, we can rest assured. We always knew, well, I always knew it wasn't Martin that was sending these notes. So far, I have my suspicions of who could be the person writing these notes, but I don't want to sway your opinions. So I've kind of just been going with what's presented in front of me. The Rathouse is here, right? Hello. Good day, Mistress Druckerine. It's all built. The Rathouse is the biggest building in Tassing. Baltus's clock took ages to build and place. Let's get in. Oh, Claus is still here. Well, that's my dad. This was George, Thomas, Werner. Oh, who's this one? I don't understand. How are we still arguing about this? These murals should depict the truth. What we know is the truth. I don't think it's so simple, Klaus. Are you afraid of angering our Lord, Father Thomas? I think Father Thomas means that the truth is not so easily agreed upon. I don't know. I'm tired of arguing. I just wanted to look nice and show what happened. There I am. Magdalene, thank you for bringing these. Maybe illustrations will succeed where talking has failed. I'm done arguing with him. I'll see you at the home for supper. It's alright, Magdalene. We don't need to see the drawings. It's not that we don't understand what he's trying to do. I didn't realize we'd upset him so much. Sounds like things got worse after I left. Well, we've been arguing about this for almost 2 hours. For all the good it did us, he hasn't budged. What's the point of talking if you can't make any progress? Magdalene, could you speak to your father, help him see things from our point of view? I don't even know. Father Thomas, I don't even know what you're all arguing about. What is your point of view? Klaus has very strong opinions on how the history of Tassing of Cursaw Abbey should be portrayed, and those portrayals may upset some of our neighbors. Isn't the real concern that it's going to upset the Lord? Isn't everyone really worried about him coming here someday and seeing the revolt memorialized on the wall? You keep saying that we all disagree with him. I don't think so. Not entirely. Well, what do you think, George? I know I'm not the smartest man in this room, but I know what happened to my town, Dad. I know what he did. It doesn't feel right to ignore what happened to him, what happened to Otto. Look, you all knew my dad. I never had the chance. I don't want to make the people in this town angry. I don't want to make our Lord angry. None of us do, but maybe there's a way to tell the story in a way that's true without upsetting anyone. So, it's all very complicated, you see, Magdalene. Try to get him to consider a portrayal of our history that's a little less inflammatory. My father was deeply affected by the revolt. It won't be easy to convince him of anything. The revolt was a major event for everyone in Tassing. I know how hard it was for him. We need to come to an agreement or call off the mural entirely. He's been wanting to paint this mural for years. You can't tell him no all of a sudden. Then help us, Magdalene. Your father will listen to you. Alright, I won't promise anything though. He's already hard enough to convince. Yeah. Now I'm going back home. This mess has taken up too much of my day already. Oh, her clock looks so different. Oh, because she tinkers, so she actually has a clock. Magdalene. Thank you for bringing the drawings to the Wrath House. I'm sorry it was a waste of time. Those men don't know what they want. When I tell them what I'm trying to do, they get scared. Then they talk and talk and talk. They talk all day, and we are never any closer to a decision. I'm sick of it. Sick of the whole thing. I don't want to censor my own dad. I'm worried about you. Can I just say that? Yeah, in this situation, I would just say that. I know, I appreciate the concern. See, you empathize first. I suppose I haven't been this upset about something in a while. I'll get through it. I just need time. Why is it bothering you so much? We hear all of these stories about what this place was, how it came to be. And it feels like history is something that happened before, happened to other people. But 18 years ago, we lived through something. You and I, everyone in Tassing. Everyone wants to forget about it, pretend it didn't happen. You don't. No, I don't. All those years ago, I did nothing. I was worried for you, worried for Benjamin and Rachel and Esther. I was so afraid that I'd lose you, I wouldn't have been able to bear it. In the end, so many people died anyways. Peter and Ulrich and Andreas and all of the others. And we lived. Dad, everyone says that it wouldn't have made any difference. If you and the others had fought, you would have died. I would have died. Maybe I could have stopped him from going to the mill. Or maybe we could have stopped the peasants from burning it down. But we'll never know. I wonder if, like, those decisions will always happen. Like, the mill will always burn and the Abbey will always burn. I'm curious to find out if that's just two events that will happen. It just depends on who burns with it. But we'll never know. Well, we'll know with other people's playthroughs. You can't change the past, Dad. I know. The least I can do is make sure it's not forgotten. I agree. Something happened here. We're part of it. I need to help people remember that. Yeah, I don't believe in revisionism, so I mean, you can disagree with what happened in the past, but it would be bad to revise it, you know? Times will change, opinions will change, but it should never be, the history shouldn't be revised. If I don't do it, then who will? You're right. I agree. I wish the nine in that wrath house saw me the way that you do. One way or another, you'll figure it out. Put my faith in him. I hope so. All the arguing has left me beat. I'm going to bed early. All right, I'm going to stay up for a bit and write a letter to Esther. Good. Please say hello to her for me. And her parents. I know, Dad. Good night, Magdalene. I love you. I love you too. Is there going to be a third murder? Because we're kind of like in... There is, isn't there? All this running around has left me tired too. It would be nice to sit down at my desk and just write for a while. Okay. Is my desk this one? Nope, that is my dad's desk. Write to Esther. Oh, this is my section. Okay, this is another room. Right. All right, where to begin? Ah, I should write to Esther. Dearest Esther. Let's ask about his parents, just like we said that we would to Dad. I hope you and your family are well. Dad sends his regards to your parents, like usual. I hope you and your family are well. Dad sends his regards to your parents like usual. I've spent the last few days collecting oak gals with Sister Gertrude. I don't suppose you have the chance to do that in Prague. Sister Gertrude has been teaching me how to grind them into smooth ink. It's difficult work, but you'll find no better ink anywhere in Bavaria. I'll send along a bottle with this letter. Oh, here. Yeah, that's a good advice. Be sure to store it out of sunlight or else the color will change. Oh, did I mention? Dad started a new project. He's painting a mural of Tassing's history in our new wrath house to memorialize the revolt. The whole thing has me thinking about my own family history, past, present, and future. I don't think I want to stay in Tassing forever. It's a quaint place to grow up, but I'm 20 now. The printing shop has been in the family for years. I'm looking forward to taking it over. Dad says, oh, did I? Oh, I don't know which one I clicked anymore. Sorry, my tired. Dad says I should take over the shop, but I want to do more with my life. Not just taking over a print shop in some tiny town in the Alps. Okay, she aspires for more. That's what I would have picked. If I married a master printer, then I could become part of the Printers Guild. Then I'd be able to send Dad my extra earnings and make a name for myself in one of the cities. And yes, before you break the nib off of your pen, I will come visit you in Prague, I promise. I'll try to make time to visit before winter. Life has been bustling here. Dad's been busy with the Wrath House mural, so I've taken over in the workshop. I'm sure it'll be a sight to behold once it's finished. Write back to me soon. All my love. Magda. It's so cool that she has a different clock. I like this. Go to bed. Okay, we'll go to bed. It's late. I should get some rest. Go to sleep. Everyone else will be asleep anyways. Oh, what has wakened me? Ah! Dad? Oh gosh, is this another murder? Magdalene. Dad! Hang on, I'm coming. Dad! Oh gosh, Magdalene. What happened? Are you alright? You're bleeding. Someone came into the house. They hit me over the head. I'll go get Dr. Stulz. Try not to move, Dad. Magdalene is not safe. Whoever attacked me. Ah. This wound is too deep for me to take care of you on my own. We need Dr. Stulz. Magdalene, be careful. I will be right back, I promise. Ask him, who did it? Do you know why anyone would want to attack you, Klaus? Okay, at least he survived. No, maybe someone didn't like one of the books I sold them. Are you sure you didn't see a shadow and hit your head on the printing press? Come on, George, you saw the workshop. Somebody was looking for something. A burglar in Tassing? That's preposterous. Well, if it wasn't an attack, then what was it? Enough. It was deliberate. It was a deliberate blow to the head, unless any of you wish to debate my diagnosis. No, of course not, no. As I thought. Truthfully, Klaus, I'm surprised the blow didn't kill you. You have a strong skull. It is a grave injury, Magdalene. You need to help take care of your father. I will, whatever I need to do. Good. Of course, the mural will have to be called off now. See? This is... someone silencing him. Klaus, you absolutely cannot get out of bed. No, it has to be done. This is too important. Just give me some time to rest. I'll find a way to make it work. I don't think we need to cancel the entire project. Can't we just wait? Klaus, your health comes first. Anyway, we haven't even been able to agree on what the mural should be. Indeed, it might be best to abandon the entire idea. With respect, Father Thomas, you are not on this council. Yes, just offering an opinion. I can paint the mural. What? Mags, quit joking around. Well, I know you want to help your dad, but aren't you too young for something this big? I'll do it. I'm older than Utz. I've been painting since before I could talk. You don't think I'm good enough? I mean, it's not that you're not good at painting, Mags. It's just... painting a mural this large and complicated will take a lot of skill and expertise. So that's why we're having your dad make it. He's been making art forever. I agree with Paul. Klaus needs home care. You're best suited for that, Magdalene, not a mural. It's because I'm a woman, huh? What is that supposed to mean? Well, are you sure you're up for it, physically? I mean, oh my gosh. It's quite demanding. You'd be up on the scaffolding and could fall. What the heck? This is because I'm a woman. Are you not listening to me? I've already been doing this work for years. I know what it takes. Dad knows what it takes. Do you? I can do it, Dad. If you don't trust Magdalene to do the mural, to hell with the lot of you. Klaus. If you don't trust her, you don't trust me. I'll never do any work for this council again. Tch. Alright, I say we let her. It doesn't look like we have much of a choice. Very well. Alright, Magdalene, you can do it. But you still need to talk to us about what you're doing, alright? Fine, but I'm taking my dad's ideas into account. Well, we'll figure it out. Thanks, Magdalene. Rest up, Klaus. I'll do my best, George. Magdalene, just a moment. Yes, what is it? I didn't want to say this in front of your father or the others. Your father is lucid right now, but his injury is severe. His current demeanor is misleading. Oh no, is his brain swelling? What are you saying? Magdalene, there's damage to his brain. He may have a few weeks, maybe even a few months left, but he's not going to survive. Oh my gosh, okay. No, there has to be something you can do. No, I'm not a surgeon. Can we take him to see one? No, he can't be moved in this condition. In fact, he shouldn't move at all. Even if he could, I don't think the finest Italian surgeons would know how to deal with trauma like this. So, he's just going to die? And there's nothing I can do about it? You can make him comfortable, and you can enjoy the time you have left. I can help with palliative care, but time will run out before long. I'm so sorry, Magdalene. Oh, that's really sad. She's just gonna watch him go over weeks, months. Dad needs to be able to see the mural in its finished form. But I don't know how much time he has left. Werner said it could be a few months, or... God protect him. I'll pick up where Dad left off. He wanted to paint the history of Tassing from its earliest days to the revolt. I'll start with the earliest part of Tassing's history, the pagans tribes and the Romans. Then I'll move on to the founding of the Abbey and Tassing saints. After that, I should find a way to represent our recent history. Depicting the revolt is important to Dad. People in Tassing might know some of the town's history, but not all of it. Dad says the library in Kershaw has those records. He was going to write to the last prioress to see if she had any information. I should write to her now while I'm thinking about it. Alright, where to begin? Dad told me the last prioress at Kershaw knew something about the old history of Tassing. He said that she became the abbess of a convent in Bologna. Mother Illuminata? Oh yeah, Mother Illuminata. Yes, at Santa Margherita. I should write to her. I think she would like this. Formerly librarian. I feel like she was more proud of this position. The librarian of Kershaw Abbey. My name is Magdalene Druckeren. I do not believe we've ever met. I was very young when you left Kershaw. Let's pull at her heartstrings. You're acquainted with my father. He bought many books from the library before that terrible fire consumed the place. I'm writing because my father and I are creating a mural in the Tassing Rathaus. It's going to tell the history of our community and of Kershaw as well. We have only legends and folklore since of course all the Kershaw books were destroyed in the fire. I was hoping you could tell us something about the early history of the town when the Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the Abbey itself, we would also be glad to hear of it. We would appreciate any help you could give us and hope you are well. Here, this is nice. My father always spoke highly of you, especially how you cared for the library and its books. God bless you. Magdalene. Alright, that took me a long time to write to Mother Illuminata. If I want to finish the mural before Christmas, I should start planning tomorrow. I should head to bed and get as much rest as I can. Agree. It's late. I should get some rest soon. Yep, go to sleep so we can wake up early, start on the mural. Brush my hair with my hands. Fluff it up. Zhuzh it up. Sleep without the blanket. Not like it's a chilly autumn or anything. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh, I hope Klaus is still around. November 6th. Ah, Mistress Druckeren, I have a few letters here addressed to you. Oh, I hope one is from Mother Illuminata. Take care now. Thank you, sir. Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Oh, I like this. Mistress Druckeren, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. I remember you both, as your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discuss Tassing's past, it's likely that they were as mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Kreutzer. Till, the shepherd? Read about the history of the town. I know he died during the revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. I should also say that it's not true that all of the Cursaw books were destroyed by the fire. Andreas Mahler managed to save some of from the flames, God rest his soul. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not the top priority of any of our minds. Even so, the topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Cursaw, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tassing. I remember, I don't know how I totally forgot about this. A comprehensive chronicle of your home. I had forgotten about it until now because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historia Tassing shortly before he died. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. I bet Caspar has it. Perhaps Prior Ferenc took it from the Baron after the murder. Ferenc had an interest in books of all sorts, of course, but it seems like an odd thing to do in the moment. Then again, only God knows what he did and why he did it. Miklaus Haberle, the Baron's manservant, believed it may have been stolen by the town thief Martin Bauer. I understand he was killed by the mob along with the miller on the night of the fire. If he did steal the book, he took its whereabouts to his grave. If any of his family remain in Tassing, perhaps you could ask them. As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that was also lost in the blaze. However, as a sacristan, Prior Matthew learned a great deal about the subject. I have not kept in contact with him, but I know that he is now with the Archdeacon of Sion. He is no longer a Benedictine, but he uses his family name, Fausigny Sox. If you write to him soon, your letter may reach him before snow covers Valius. Please convey my best wishes to your father. He was a good friend to the Abbey in his better years. Despite the violence that occurred, I hold no ill will towards anyone from Tassing. I pray that you have seen better days since that night, and that God forgives the many errors we made. God bless you as well. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margarita. She didn't write former librarian. Oh, Esther wrote to me as well. Hello. My dear Magda. My parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell him they wish to hear from him soon. Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I've made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Elisha has taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennigs trying to find lapis at the market. She sent him scrubbing the floors for it. Took him 3 days. I'm glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. Though, really, if you don't plan to stay in Tassing, you ought to come sooner rather than later. There are plenty of beautiful young Christian men around town, printers and academics alike. Or maybe something else. You'll have your pick. Prague is a good city for me as well. Before the expulsion, there was a handsome man at the synagogue, Simond, who caught my eye. His father is a merchant, and he's a doctor. He went to the University of Padua. Can you believe it? I'd quite like to marry him if I can find him again. Anyways, I think you'd have better luck than me. The boys would swoon at a beautiful blonde artist from the Alps. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see when it's finished. Blessings, Esther. Well, that was nice. I'll have to write Esther back tonight. I should head home and check on Dad. Hey Dad, how are you feeling? Magdalene. Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring up something light, like milk or broth. No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to go get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata didn't know how much about Tassing's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. Mother Illuminata, Magdalene. Oh, right. Yes. Mother Illuminata. Oops. Young Kreutzer has mentioned those tales from time to time. Yes, he comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when he's found something interesting old, some interesting old ruin out in that field, you might ask him about it. Ils Peters always harumphed about how no one paid attention to the old ways anymore too. I'm sure he'll have some stories to tell about old Tassing. You might stop to talk to him. Oh gosh. I didn't think of that. Thanks, Dad. Of course, Magda. It's nice to feel useful, even if I'm stuck here in bed. Nonsense. I'm glad you're awake. You might talk to Smokey, too. Oh, yeah, Smokey would know stuff. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That, and he's a known gossip. Oh, I know. He told me that he saw Artemis and Kraft swimming together in the pond just last week. Oh, Lord, I can't imagine the fit Veronica would have if she knew. Well, I'm not going to tell. I trust the spirit to convince them. Convict them, since I cannot. Well, Smokey may know who else you should talk to then. You may hear something worth your while at any rate. I agree. I'll go talk to him. What about the ruins or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever's left from the Romans and before. The salt mine and the Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tassing, so it only makes sense to see what they left behind. Ah, you take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. You always said that's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, alright? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. I don't know why George doesn't keep them in line, always making trouble, those two. Don't worry about me, Dad. I'll be careful. Good. I still need you to run the press for a little longer after all. Don't forget your other chores while you're running around town, alright? We still have a household to run. Don't worry, I'll get everything done. That's my girl. I better get going if I want to do all of that today. I'll see you later, Dad. It is a lot to get done. Good luck, Magdalene. Okay. So, we can look for the missing book, but there are 2 leads to this missing book. Oh, there it is. Martin Bauer. But there's also Andreas. But let's see. Okay, yeah, because Andreas gifted it. That's right. So Martin Bauer. We'll go to his family's house. Oops. Over this way. And... oh, did the name change? Brigitte. Huh. Must have changed because he died. The field is empty too. Magdalene, how are you keeping? I'm eager to continue work on the mural. I have so much to do before Christmas. I'm certain it'll be the pride of Tassing when you're through. You've always had your mother's talent for art. And how is your dad? His mind is fading. I pray for him every night. As do I. Lord knows what your dad means to this town and what you mean. In some ways, after the revolt, you became everyone's daughter. That's a sweet idea. I wish the council saw it the same way. Oh, they mean don't anything buy it? What? They mean don't anything buy it. Okay, I read that correctly. They love you, Magdalene, but they're worried about pleasing the Lord. It's not fair to you, but it is what it is. Thank God the doctor's turned a new leaf. I do believe he's up to the task of healing your dad. Caring for someone can be an arduous task, even if you love them. It's all right if you find it challenging. The Lord sees your labors for your dad and admires them. But I believe God will pull your dad through. Whatever the doctor says, we need him. God willing, you're right. I am in his mercy. God willing, amen. Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through this? I truly don't know. You don't know until it happens. Best not to dwell on what we can't control. Agree. Your dad's fate is in God's hands, and if anyone in Tassing is beloved of him, it's your father. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are any number of families in Tassing who'd be happy to take you. You have someone in mind, don't you? I promise you, I do not. Such a modest girl. Your dad raised you right. I mean, Otts, of course. He's about as subtle as his father, God rest Otto's soul. I miss him. I wish I'd got to meet him properly, I mean. He made an impression, that's for certain. Oh, the girls around town knew better than to moon after him, though. That didn't stop some of us. He was Ava's from the start. As Otts appeared to be yours. But if nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice, hardworking boy. He's got a sharp mind. He can provide for a family. Oh my gosh. Are you trying to set me up with your son? Can you blame a mother for trying? You're a good, respectable girl, Magda. Any family would be lucky to have as a daughter. I guess I'll consider it. I don't want to say no to her face when I need to go find this book. Thank you, sweet girl. Not every marriage starts off on solid footing, but if you pray and work and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. Believe me. If it's not working out, how can you be sure a couple belongs together? God knows. He brings people together for a purpose. We don't need to understand it, only to have faith in providence. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said, whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Oh, so I can go right in? Oh, before I forget, I actually have a question about an old book. Martin was supposed to have stolen it from that baron who was killed a few years ago. Do you know what happened to it? Oh. I hope this doesn't get me into any trouble, but I still have it, hidden in a drawer. Martin left it behind when he ran off. Why'd you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after, and there I was holding the stolen book. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he was already in. I never read it, though I don't read well. Did you ever want to read it? Oh, I don't know. Who has the time to read? There's always something on the farm that needs tending. And I need to take out the chicken coops and bed them down for winter. I'll tell her the truth. I need to reference it for the mural. But won't everyone wonder where you got the ideas? I've been talking to people all over town. They'll think I get the ideas from them. Oh, all right. I'd like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of difficult times. A stolen book of a dead noble in our home? Perhaps it spoiled our milk and turned our eggs all these years. Here you are. Please don't tell anyone I had this. Historia Tassiae. It's in Latin, which I don't read well. I'll puzzle over it in the evening. Thank you, Brigitte. You've been a big help. Oof. Maybe being a polyglot would have helped. Of course, Magda. Be well now. God bless. You too, Brigitte. Until later. Dang it, I should have taken the polyglot. Yeah, look. The fields are empty here because Martin's no longer here. Okay, we can explore the ruins. So the choices I have is Ilpeter, Till. I think Till sounds like an interesting choice, and also Smokey because we're both rumor mongers. But I haven't even... Oh wait, I didn't even read his last name. Till... Oh, Black Till. What's his last name so I can find where he freaking lives? Kreutzer. Where would he live? Oh, here. Next to the town commons. Okay. I'll see. Maybe I have time to talk to all of them, but I kind of want to prioritize Till. Just because he actually read something. Oh, let's say hello to Otz. Hey, Mags. Got your way with the mural, huh? I didn't expect you to convince the council like that. I can be pretty stubborn when I want to be Otz. Clearly, I'm impressed. The rest of the council has been arguing over the matter for so long, even I couldn't get a word in. Then you come in and shut them up in a few minutes. Oh, look at him. He's so impressed by me. We could use more women like you in the town. What do you mean by that, Otz? Well, you know, you're headstrong and willing to give your opinion, and damn what anyone else thinks. You really think so? Well, yeah, I wouldn't tell you that otherwise. You're an admirable woman. Anyway, standing up to the council like that was great. I know I'm not on the council, but sometimes it doesn't... I know I'm on the council, sorry, but sometimes it doesn't seem like I have any influence. Otz actually seems insecure about his place in the council. He may be an ass sometimes, but I don't like to see him so upset. Maybe I should reassure him. I should assure him. You do, though. You vouch for... Oh, no, wait. You do, though. You have influence. You vouched for me to do the mural in the first place. Yeah, only after your dad did. I feel bad about that. I should have stuck up for you. Being the youngest one in the council has been harder than I thought. I know Baltus and Werner don't think I'm capable, and even Paul has warned me about being too rash. My dad died trying to make a difference in this town. All I'm trying to do is carry on his legacy, but it seems like the others won't make room for any change. Keep pushing, Otz. They're stuck in the past, but we're looking forward. We're looking towards the future of Tassing. Thanks, Mags. Magdalene, thanks for addressing me properly. It takes time, but maybe they'll listen to me eventually. I like the nickname Mags, though. It's cute. Oh well, better get back to it. See you later, Mags. The Kreutzer House. Let's see Blacktill. This is Blacktill? I could have sworn he was older. Am I crazy? God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? Of course, what do you need? Ott says you've been obsessed with your painting. I'm looking into early history of Tassing for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said that your grandfather, his grandfather read about the history of the town. That's right, he died. Oh my gosh, I'm having like brain lag. Fertile fields, that is. Seemed like old pot shards and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of the granddad's readings came from the Abbey's library, though, and you know what happened there. Poof, up in smoke. So you don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell on hard times, but they were too expensive. But I can show you something better than books. Ooh. Anything would help. Right, so we don't have any of the books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals, bricks from what looked like to be an old forge, mountains of salt. Even found a little bear carved from amber. Where did you find all this stuff? It's not just me. Carl finds things. Maybe a Fabian too. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something. Where are you keeping these things? Nowhere. We just toss them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it. What do you think it all means? I don't follow. What do you think they were like? I guess I never really thought about it. They seem like regular people. Their remains all look like ours. Tools and weapons are rougher, but not badly made. The little carvings and ceramic critters aren't so different from the things Eva made for Otz. Huh, I suppose I expected them to be more strange. Because they weren't Christians? No doubt they were coarse, but they don't seem especially violent, not like the church says. Not so different from today, really. Earlier you mentioned something about salt. Did the pagans start the mine? Hard to... Blech. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. That's why Tassing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. I've always wondered why they'd settle in such a small alpine town. Do you think there's anything left of the pagans down there? I don't know, but anything they left would have been better preserved than what we dig out of the fields. Magdalene, tell me you aren't thinking of going down there. Absolutely. What if there's stuff that could help me with the mural? Magdalene, that mine is hundreds of years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. Come on, you're just as curious as I am. Well, sure, but imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. Oh. He doesn't have to know. You won't tell him, right? I'm not lying to your father so you can put yourself in harm's way. Now, you're a clever girl, so I don't doubt you'll find a way in if you're set your mind to it. But I can't help you, Magdalene. It'd break your father's heart if something happened to you. It's fine, I understand. Good. This has been a big help. I'm glad to spread some knowledge around important for folks to know their past. You think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? I can bring some of the things the boys and I have found over to the Rothaus tomorrow if that would help at all. That would be great. I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. I thought no one cared about the pagans but me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful. Until tomorrow. Until then. Okay, it doesn't seem like time is progressing while I'm talking to these people, so maybe I can talk to everyone, like Ilpeter and Smokey. So let's go find Ilpeter. I think they're this way. Oh, that's Voislav. And Matilda. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Matilda. Very well, the Lord has blessed us with more than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me bring you some soup for you and your father. You're very kind, Matilda, thank you. Not at all, Magdalene. This is how Voislav and I serve Tassing. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town has not. You've always been so dedicated to the town. Your neighbors took care of us in difficult times. Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. A harder time, to be sure. I thought the Abbey was better off than the town in those years. So we were told, but in private I believe Father Gurnet struggled to provide for a scriptorium and a double monastery. However, seeing both the town and Cursaw struggle, that was only part of what made that time hard. A nun's life can be a challenging one, but I never had to deal with the difficulties you do now, Magdalene. What about your old life? Was difficult for you? I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Voislav. Together? Oh, we certainly did. So you left the Abbey. Though no one learned of what we did, the matter ate at my heart. That and being falsely accused of murdering the old Baron terrified you, and rightfully so. We all must account for our sins, Magdalene. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. Those were the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides, even the darkest days. The Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. That must have been incredibly difficult. Many of the other brothers and sisters left for their other callings, and it was simple enough to set up shop here. I miss the sisters terribly some days, but truthfully, it's been a relief not to be constrained by my vows. The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think that you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. I'm glad you two are finally able to live life together. You both deserve it. Only by God's grace are we in this life together. May it be many more years before we part, God willing. Anyways, Magdalene, I'll send that soup over to you shortly. Thank you, Matilda. God bless you, Magda. God bless. Those are sweet. Oh, look, he's still here. I wonder if he found a wife. I want to talk to Fabian and Ursula. Oh my gosh, Ursula. Hello, Magdalene. Good morning, Magdalene. Oh my gosh. Little Ursula grew up. Well, clearly. Hello, Magdalene. How is Klaus? Rezi and I are very worried. Oh, did he find the love? Alive, and that's what matters. Did you discover who attacked him? No, whoever it was, they left no sign. A terrible crime, terrible. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Fortunately, Dr. Stoltz appears to have found his purpose. I remember him being so sad when I was a girl. Huh, you're still a girl. He was once the picture of arrogance, masked a sadness, I think. Liked to talk about how he was destined for better places than this backwater alpine town. How he has meant for the courts of kings. No longer. He grew up. What changed? The revolts, no doubt, changed everyone. But he's the one who saw the bodies. He's not a heartless man, Magdalene. He deserves our compassion. But I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Rezi and I can do for you, let us know. I will. Thank you for your kindness, and it's nothing. I owe your father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalene. Let's go to the Gertner farm and talk to ill Peter. Oh, hello, Big George. Magdalene, how are the hinges on your doors? I'm fine, I guess. Maybe Ender should take a look at them. I would have asked your father, but well... Anyway, you won't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. Is that something the council is worried about? Well, Dad always taught me to keep the house in good repair if we can afford it. And now Paul would like to institute a yearly check on all homes in Tassing. What do you think of the idea, George? Well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't see why we need to make it official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other, as I see it. If someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. To do anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know? Speaking of it, I'd better get back to work. Nice to chat with you, Magda. See you later, George. Hello, ill Peter. Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment? Hey, what's that? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tassing. Oh, the old tales, It's been a damn long time since anyone had a thought to ask me about what I know. But there's still a few old tales knocking about in this skull. Are there any myths from even before the Romans came to Tassing? Of course there are. The Romans weren't the first ones to live here, you know. There are spirits older than the saints that live in the woods, older than the Romans. They protect Tassing before St. Moritz ever set a blessed foot in this town. What sort of spirits? The sort that I'm getting at. Didn't your father teach you patience, Magdalene? Sorry. It's Perchta and her wild hunt that scare the evil ones away. They protected Tassing since its founding day. Long before the Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Rhaetus. Now, folk weren't as kind as they are now, and the tribes fought one another for the best land. The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who'd neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. Because of him, the gods favored other tribes, and Rhaetus's people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could to survive. One day, when winter was approaching, Rhaetus went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, as most men would, he helped the beast and loosed it from its bounds. Sounds like Rhaetus was a bad chieftain? No, was the wolf spirit in disguise? Why would he do that? Killed by wolves. No. Let's ask a question. Was the wolf a spirit in disguise? Oh, of course not. Wolves are wolves, girls. Spirits don't need the skins of animals for their power. Still, you've got the sense of the thing. The old gods are keen to repay favors done, and Perchta is the goddess of the wild hunt. The wolves are her animals. She leads the wild hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now, I'm the only one who remembers these things. Perchta saw Ratus' action and took favor on him, and told the wolf to lead the chief to her sacred spring. Ratus led his people to the spring and claimed it for his homeland, and we've been in this valley ever since. Then those goddamn Romans came and destroyed everything. But you see, there were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz. It's why a few of us still honor Perchta. She protects us against witches and fiends. Of course. Wonderful story. Perfect for the first part of the mural. Good, good. Nice to know I can still be of use in this town. What about the Romans? Do you know any Roman legends of Tassing? Roman legends? Pah! I don't bother with stories from outsiders or tales of gods that aren't our own. The Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. We've spent generation after generation building Tassing back up from those days. And still, our traditions keep dying with no one to carry them on. That's why I want to know, Peter. These stories need to be on the mural. The mural? Fine, fine, but I don't know any of the old Roman shit. Alright, alright. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter. At least someone wants to listen to me. I'm tired. Talking so much has made my jaw ache. I'll leave you to rest then. God bless you, Peter. I wonder who else is here. Let's look around. Maybe someone else has like little tidbits of information. Hans, Simon. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. I hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. Thank you. I'll tell him you said that. Good. The town has seen too many terrible things, but we've recovered before. Maybe the Lord will return your dad to health too. I pray you're right. Be glad that you have this time with him. I say I wish I had as much with HeyAmarii. Anyway, do you need something? Hey, say Hans, I've seen you sneaking into the forest on occasion. What exactly do you do there? Not sneaking, just going. I go there to meet Big George. To lift logs. Why would you do that? We lift big logs to see who's stronger. It's a contest. Oh. Does anyone else participate in this contest? Not usually. There aren't many others in Tassing strong enough, other than Big George. Simon's big, like Sepp was, but he's not interested. He's always busy taking care of the farm. Maybe Apollo can join us one day. He's been getting stout the last few years. Alright, who's winning so far? George, but barely. I've been gaining on him. He's growing older and softer with his council work. Good luck with that, Hans. Thanks. It's good for the body, you see. You're welcome to join us, Magdalene. You happen to have small logs that would suit me? Plenty of trees in the forest. We'll find you what you need. Maybe put some meat on those bones. Sure. Maybe I'll drop by someday. Christ, George will get a kick out of that. You really mean it, right? Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's go lifting. Let's work on some muscle strength. I should get back to work now. Until later, Magdalene. Until then. Walking and talking to people is like kind of fun. Hey Magdalene, I heard what happened to your dad. How is he doing? Resting. He suffered a severe blow to the head. I'm worried to say the least. Hans sends his regards. The Bauer household is praying for a swift recovery. Thank you, and thank Hans and Jutta as well. I will. Klaus has always been such a bedrock Tassing. I'd hate for him to die. It'd be, I'm sorry. It's fine. I fear it as well. It's best not to ignore one's fears. Do you miss your father? Your real one, I mean? Do I miss him? Kind of. I don't remember Joseph all that much. He became a haze of sorts, a faint echo, a feeling, an occasional emotion. I was so young when he got killed. Mom said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. I understand, my mom. She's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Ah, yeah, you never got to see her, right? Not even a memory, huh? Suppose you have yourself for comparison. God molded you after her. I can imagine how she could have been like, stubborn and unruly, huh? If I'm actually like my mom. But can I know if I'm actually like my mom? All I have are stories from people. Well, you read books, don't you? Stories are about things that are true. Books and stories are about a lot of things. Oh well, I can't read anyway. Would you want to learn? Don't have the time. Work on the farm never ends, especially with the taxes eating at us. Anyways, the winter draws closer, so I got a lot of preparations to take care of. I truly hope Klaus recovers soon. God look after you both. Until later, Simon. The ladies who spin. Heady. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural coming? I hear you browbeat the council into letting you do it yourself. I don't care about the council. I don't want to finish the mural for my dad. You're a dutiful girl, Magdalene. No one can fault you for that. But you, painting the Rathaus, I can imagine that would have happened when I was a girl. Only those old Benedictine sisters ever did much... Oh, only those old Benedictine sisters ever did much art. Do you think they were happy without anyone around to need things from them? What a life. Except for the prayers, of course. Listening to Father Thomas on Sunday is enough for me. Anyways, it's good to see you standing up to the council. That Zimmerman boy seems to have a good head on his shoulders, though. Once you've settled down with him, you'll have a good life ahead of you. It's hard to think of a future right now with what's happened to my dad. Oh, sweet girl, I'm sorry. My mouth goes faster than my head sometimes, or so my Johann used to say. Your dad has only ever been a fair-weather friend to people like me, but he's a family man at heart, and I can respect that. I hope he knows how lucky he is to have you looking after him. Thanks, Hetty. I'll see you later. Until then, I want to sew with these ladies. Hi, Magdalene. Well, we've already been to this farm, but maybe we can circle around and find someone else in this town to talk to. Town Commons. Let's look who's around. Oh, Ressie. Hello, Mistress Duckerin. How's Klaus? Endres and I have been terribly worried. Dad's spirits are high, but he still gets his headaches and spells of dizziness. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Endres is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time. I've heard tales of Endres coming to find you in Innsbruck. How did that ever happen? Oops. The twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl, selling all manner of wares in the market, pots and the like. One day this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming in a way. We spoke at length. I was intrigued and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. Endres is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. How did it feel to leave home for someone, somewhere far away, uprooting yourself from the life you had? Frightening, to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind, but it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and building a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck, few prospects for a poor girl. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks we just have to take. That's very inspiring, Resi. I'm glad you found happiness here. We all struggle in this world, but the moments of joy outweigh the bad. It's how God has set the world, His benevolence guiding us through it all. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Endres either. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy and other things. I thank you for telling me about your past. It's nothing, Magdalene. I hope it has provided you with some encouragement. Don't forget, you are important as well and deserve to live your life. All right, I have to assist Endres with a few things. Be well, Magdalene. Until later, Therese. Oh, Ressi, Teresa. Teresa. The Alban Bakery. Oh, Gret? Gret is still here. Hi, Gret. Magdalene, darling. Good morning, Gret. It smells heavenly in here. I have just finished rolling out some raisin bread. I thought that Andreas and Ulrich could use a treat today. Oh, what a sweet idea. I had some spare time today and I like to stay busy. The soul of the diligent shall be made rich after all. Besides, I like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren. I'm more blessed than I ever imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Ulrich wouldn't believe his eyes if he saw us now. I wish he could see his grandchildren. I'm not gonna say that. I'm sure he's rejoicing with all the saints in heaven, Gret. I do hope so. He was never much for emotional displays, but I still remember his joy when Anna was born. You know, I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul is a good man and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. It's good to see Elsa so social now. She's come out of her shell. Yeah, she's been asking me for a recommendation for the ladies' reading circle. How wonderful. You are one to ask for such a list. I would join her group myself, but I'm just too busy with the bakery by myself. But I don't mind that. It keeps me busy, and I get to see everyone in town when I deliver to them. I've been chatting too long. My dough needs standing. Please excuse me, Magdalene. Of course, Gret. Until later. Let's see. Who else could we visit? I want to see who else is in town before I start getting to the mystery. Or, not the mystery, the mural. Carl, good day, Miss Druckerin. Ooh, the Stolz house, the doctor. Hello, Werner. Hello, Magdalene. How are you? Well enough considering the circumstances. I'm glad to hear it. You're being admirably level-headed given your challenges. For what it's worth, though, Klaus and I have always seen eye to eye. I always respected him. Then you shouldn't argue with him about the mural. Trust us to know what we're doing. You already know it's not that simple. The mural will tell the tale of Tassing for generations. That's why important for art to tell the truth. God knows the truth. Men only have interpretation. And you must be careful with yours. Dad knows that. I know that. We're both serious about our craft. You're just as stubborn as he is. I know you wish it wasn't me. Thank you? This must be part of the Lord's plan. I must treat that he put you in this position for a reason. All the same, the council does not want to regret their lenience. I will make Tassing proud. That remains to be seen. Go on then, I've patients to attend to. Where? Where are your patients? Until later. You have anything interesting in here I could steal? No. Eisenkopf? Who's this? Nazu? Ciao Oh, it's a you. Ciao Magdalene. Balthas's workshop. I wonder if we can do another lesson soon. Magdalene. Yes? The cinnamon just arrived for the beer. Cinnamon, doesn't that come from Ceylon? Ah, yes, at great cost. Oh, never mind that. The copper pots you helped me pipe are part of the process. It's for the Christmas celebration. Oh my gosh, and Christmas is coming too soon. Already, we're barely into November. If we're in the Philippines, November's late to start Christmas. The wheel of time stops for no man, but it's going to be wonderful. Cinnamon coffee from Ethiopia, cacao from the New World. Okay, Jesus Christ. He who has the money can do everything. Problem? Of course not, it's your money. Anyways, I'm quite excited about it, clearly. As such, alchemy is not normally my strong suit. And for all of Naziu's complaints about the cost, the base rye we're using is free. Really? Yes. The farmers had so much rye this year, they just couldn't use it all. Gret made as much bread with it as she could, but she wound up having to throw a lot out. So why not make beer? Yeah, why not? Thank you. Ooh, we're gonna have Christmas. Oh, I hope the game goes on to Christmas. That would be nice that it kind of coincides with our Christmas soon. The Steinauer. Sorry, I'm just visiting everyone because I feel like a lot of time has passed, and also I don't know how close we are to the end. I'm worried that I'll miss something. Good morning, Magdalene. Brisk weather today, isn't it? And still, Kraft is out there working with Father Thomas to repair the church. I worry about that boy sometimes. He works the stone, but I'm not always sure he has his mind set on it. He's working hard to mend the holes his father made in Tassing. No, that's not okay. Masonry is a good trade. Everyone needs a stone mason now and then to repair things. That they do. Lucky always harped on about how being honest and trustworthy is the most valuable currency. How in this life, hard work and reputation matter the most. Kraft has taken that to heart, I think. He does a lot of good work for the town. I've offered to find an apprenticeship for him, but he won't make his damn mind up. He deserves a chance at life he wants. He's lived in his father's shadow for far too long. He's a good man, Agnes. You should be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done my best for my household, despite what's happened in the past few decades. Oh well, you didn't come here to hear me ramble about my family. What can I do for you? I thought you might have some additional remedies for my father. Are Werner's not enough? I understand Klaus's condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something. I know it won't save him, but I still want to try everything I can. Every little bit helps him. I understand. Let me see what I can whip up. I can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray it provides some small help. Thank you, Agnes. Of course, Magdalene. Take care. Anything else in here? All of them have a second floor, but their beds are downstairs. Craft. Hey, Magdalene. Hello. I kind of want to know what's going up here in the mill. Let's see if we can head up there and check it out. Oh, wait. Could we see if HeyAmarii is here? Now? Mary, Mother of Jesus, her painting has been here as long as I can remember. What is she holding? Why is she holding a labyrinth? Oh, God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Father Thomas. You look troubled. What's the matter? I seem to have lost the key to the tabernacle. Without it, we'd have to go without the Eucharist on Sunday. I'm sure I could find a way to get into the tabernacle. Oh my gosh, let me redo the sentence. I'm sure I could find a way to get the tabernacle open. The lock shouldn't be that complex. Absolutely not. I won't have you picking your way into the tabernacle. Even for a righteous purpose, I don't like the prospect of it. And why on earth do you know how to pick locks, Magdalene? All women do. No, I'm just kidding. Baltus taught me. Sometimes the mechanisms in his inventions get stuck. I have to fix them. I suppose that makes sense. Use that talent wisely, Mistress Druckerin. Regardless, I won't have you forcing your way into the tabernacle. I'll find the key eventually. I won't leave Tassing's sanctification at risk. I'll keep an eye out for it, Father. Thank you, Magdalene. Please let me know if you have any ideas as to where it might be. God bless you. Oh, it's Amelie! Huh, I wonder if Sister Amelie has seen the tabernacle keys anywhere. I should talk with her. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Sister Amelie. What brings you to the church this time of day? Lighting another votive candle for your father? I was hoping to speak with you, sister. Have you seen Father Thomas's tabernacle key anywhere? He's misplaced it. I'm afraid I have not. Everything in the church has been as it should be. Though I did hear 2 Gertner children come in last evening. I did not rise, but I heard their whispering for a moment. They left as suddenly as they came. Why didn't you say anything? I didn't think anything of it. Many people came into the church throughout the week. This is a sacred space, and the people of Tassing respect it as such. They respect my privacy of this place, and I respect theirs. You've surely overheard something, even if on accident. I have on occasion, but not during their recent visit. The twins' intentions last night may have been good. Oops. If not, however, it would be Christian to remind them that the theft is against the Lord's commandments. Of course, I might go have a chat with them. I advise that you do what you feel is right in your heart. Thank you, sister. God bless you. God bless you, Magdalene. I wonder where they're hanging out. Where did I see Artemis and Apollo earlier? What's Thomas doing here now? God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. Any luck finding the tabernacle? Oh, okay. No, it remains out of reach. I'm sure it'll turn up eventually, Father. Yes, as the Lord sees fit. In the meantime, I shall keep looking. Knock and the door will be opened after all. God bless you, Magdalene. Let's go look for this key. I feel like I saw Artemis and Apollo somewhere here. Nope. Maybe down here. Were they in a house? Let's see. Oh, and they're in the Gertner's farm. It's so hard keeping track of their last names. But I don't remember seeing them in here. Were they inside? Hey, Veronica. Hello, Magdalene. How is the mural going? I hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. No, the council has left me to work for the most part. I think Otz has something to do with that. That boy has his eye on you, Magda. At least he's using his authority to do some good. Usually that lot just meddle around in things that are best left alone. Those men are bad influences on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chatting on about a yearly check of the hinges on every door in town. Hinges? Who gives a damn if the hinges on our front door creak? To be fair, if your hinges creak, the door's integrity is at stake. Yes, well, I don't need to check on every door in my house every year like it's a feast day. If there's a creaky hinge, I'll hear it. Anyways, I think it's good of you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. Speaking of that, have you seen them around anywhere? I asked them to look after the chickens, but they've disappeared. I haven't seen them recently, but they like to mess around in the forest. Maybe they wandered off there. This town isn't that big. I don't know where they can get to that I can't find them. Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis were gods of virtues. If anything, they should be more well-behaved. Names do have power, though. Maybe the spirit of the gods are affecting the twins. I don't think anything will stop the twins from going their own way in life. You're right, Father Thomas spends too much time in his books. Anyways, I better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Thanks, Veronica. Until later. I will go find them. Clara! Hello, Magdalene, dear. How are you? How's Klaus? It's hard to know for certain. One day he seems well, and the next I can hardly understand his words. Oh, Magdalene, I'll keep praying for you both. The both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard for you already. Please let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. That's very kind of you. I've been so busy in the Wrath House I've left the house go a bit. No worry, I'll come by and help. Besides, then we can chat, and chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown and no husband to care for anymore, I've got to make myself useful somehow. Big George is still in the house though, isn't he? Oh yes, but he's a grown man with children of his own. He and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Eva is taking care of Otz, and Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. They don't need me anymore. You sound sad. Well, I suppose I am. I thank God that my children are all grown and prospering. But I do feel that there's been something missing in my life. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do. You should come by the workshop. I have some books you might like. Oh, thank you, Magdalene. You're a sweet girl. I'll come by soon, all right? To help with the chores and the books, of course. I'll see you then, Clara. God bless you, Magdalene. Okay, before we get sidetracked, I'll go to the mill. And then to the woods. Because in the woods, I'll also be able to talk to Smokey. So I'll find the boys and the woods together. And Smokey, sorry. And Smokey together. Right, mill. How is it still there? I thought this burnt down. So many people to talk to. Okay, Elsa. Magdalene, can I help you with something? Not really, unless you can tell me about the early history of Tassing. No, I know nothing of those times. I used to sometimes borrow books from your dad, but what's the point? Reading is beneficial for the mind and soul. Books so full of words and falsehoods. What the heck? Did any of them save us from the pain and suffering, from death? No, in fact, the 12 articles caused it all, the revolt, everything. And that is why I failed. Why my poor dear Lenhart died. He was awful. She was even like willing to be like, I'm bouncing. I've always heard he was an awful man. We had our problems, but it wasn't his fault. The people here made him that way? Okay, now, okay. Okay. No. She's just blaming. She's finding a villain. You know how the peasants are, so he was quick-tempered sometimes, but he had to be. He was under a lot of stress, trying to live up to his father's expectations, maintaining a good standard of living for us, his family. He wasn't all bad. With all his faults, he didn't leave me alone. Elsa, you're looking at the past through a twisted lens, ignoring the pain he caused you. What does it matter now? I'm alone. Forever alone, carrying the weight of death. Please, leave me be, please. Wow, she is one abused woman. She truly believes that he was a good man. She was the one that was just like, forget this dude. God bless you, Magdalene. Who's Ulrich? Magdalene. Hello, Ulrich. Hello. What are you doing? Watching. Very well, keep up the good work. Work. Haha, just like Mom. I will work now. Cute. And there's Paul. Wow, he's grown. Good morning, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? Well, I think I'm off to start the first part of the mural today. I'll paint the founding of Tassing and the Romans. Well, you won't want for any models. Tassing is littered with Roman ruins. It's almost a nuisance. I trust you'll take the council's opinions in the matter into account. Of course, Paul. The mural is for the entire town, not just me and my father. That's reassuring to hear, Magdalene. Your father is a stubborn man when he wants to be. Age has made him strong-minded. Perhaps you are better suited to this project than he is. All I ask is that you keep the Lord in mind. The mural's for Tassing, but we have others to appease as well. I understand. Thank you, Magdalene. Anyway, I'm glad the mural is coming along well. Forgive my sudden questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting, I haven't had as much time with Anna as usually. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. Is the council working on something new? We're considering yearly maintenance checks on every house in Tassing. The idea had quite a bit more pushback than we'd anticipated. I can't imagine why. I'd certainly love it if my neighbors nosed their way into my house every year. It's a matter of safety, Magdalene. The old widow's house was practically falling apart before she died. This would help protect those in Tassing who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes or Gret. In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring would come before anything is actually done. I'd had better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Until later, Paul. Okay, he does. That is reasonable. Hello. Oh, Andreas. Good day, Master Mueller. You can call me Magdalene, Andreas. Magdalene. Magda works too. Magda. There you go. What are you up to today? Drawing. Anything interesting? No secrets. Oh, I see. I'll leave you to it then. Pet Sube. New dog. All the new pets. I want to go to the Abbey as well and see what has become of it. I wonder if I can kind of see it in the background. I don't think so. Oh. Could we see it from here? Oh, you can kind of see it. Well, let's see. I'm curious. Let's take a look. Lower Abbey. Okay, no more horses here. This house is in ruin. It's been abandoned. As is the Abbot house. This is going to be kind of sad to look through that everything's been abandoned or burned to the ground. There, it's abandoned. You can see that it's all caved in. The roof is all fallen down. But at least the shrine is still here. The shrine is in good condition. There's the hand. The poor Clares take care of it now that the Benedictines are gone. Martha. Oh, hello, Magda. You wouldn't happen to be going to the convent? Perhaps later. What brings you here? I don't know if I should talk about this. I am thinking about joining the Poor Clares. Poor Clares? Order of contemplative nuns founded by Saints Clare and Francis of Assisi. As the name suggests, the Poor Clares are devoted to extreme poverty. They subsist purely on the donation of alms. Oh, I never expected. That's a nice idea. Wait, I was gonna click on her thought bubble. Oh, you think so? I'm not sure. Be honest. What do I have to look forward to? With Dad's injury and me unwed at 25. Oh no. Older than all the boys in the town. If they don't see me as a sister, they see me as a mom. And when Dad dies, not anytime soon, God willing, I won't be able to claim the farm. I'll lose my home. With Anton gone, there's nobody to take it over. That's unfair. You should be able to inherit the property. The law of man seems cruel compared to the law of God. If I'm destined to poverty, why not live with those who do the same? Why not withdraw from the trials of the world? You know as well as I, it's not safe out here. Maybe you're right. I thought about joining the order. I don't know what to say. I suppose you should follow your heart. I don't know what to say. I suppose you should follow your heart? Can I trust it? It's a nervous and confused thing. If you're not driven by consuming devotion, it doesn't seem like the nun's life is meant for you. Maybe so, but joining the Poor Clares is a lifelong commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Oh my gosh. I don't think you should join the order. And why am I responsible for this decision? This is a pretty big decision. Is she gonna have a life of poverty? I mean, the reality is she could very well. But I don't think she should join the order if she's not devoted. You can't just throw your life away over one bad day. But I won't be throwing my life away, Magdalene. Paul wrote that there is no greater reward than living for Christ. I want to live a life with meaning, and I've always admired the sister's dedication. Oh, besides, if I join the order, Dad won't have to worry about what happens to me. I'll pray about it. But I think it's time to talk to Mother Francisca and the others. So I will gather my courage, what little of it I have. If you think that's best, just be sensible, Martha. I will. Until later, be well. Oh. She's gonna end up joining. That just seems weird that she based it... why did I have to face that big decision? Francisca... God bless you, Magdalene. I have been hoping to speak with you. Do you perhaps have a moment? Of course, Mother. How can I help? I heard that you have taken up the mural in the Rathaus after your father's terrible attack. I'm excited to paint the town's history. Your enthusiasm and insistence is most troubling to some people in town. I know the council was hesitant at first, but they all agreed I could do it. Some people? Who are these people? Yes, Magdalene, myself included. I understand how you must have struggled with your mother passing while you were so young. Without a maternal figure to guide you, it's no wonder your spirit has wandered and wavered from its nature. What? I'm not sure what you mean, Abbess. The pursuit of such trades is not for women, but men. As Paul writes, God calls women to work at home. Okay, Francisca. While supporting your father is laudable, taking on his work is imprudent. There are plenty of young men in Tassing worthy of you, or perhaps you have a different calling. I'd like to offer you a place here among the sisters. Nah, I'm good. I understand you may disagree with my choices, but I'm not going to stop painting the mural, Mother Francisca. How unfortunate. I still have high hopes for you, Magdalene. Don't like her. God bless you. Ew, I like the other one. She seems awful. She seems like a pill. Margaret! Hello, Margaret. It's Magdalene. Oh, Magdalene, God bless you. You don't normally come to the convent alone. What brings you here? Not that you're not welcome, of course. It's always wonderful to have visitors. Oh, Mother Francisca was lecturing me about the mural. Nothing that interesting. Oh, crap. I don't like her. I despise her. Lecturing you? She's good at that. Almost as good as Father Gurnett was. What was she lecturing you about? The severe impiety of a woman daring to paint. Clearly she sees it as a man's work. But the other Benedictine sisters painted badges to sell, and the church approved that. Mother Francisca has so many different ideas than the Benedictines. I guess I'm not used to being a poor Clare yet. Ooh, it sounds awful. Do you miss the outside world much, sister? Yes, sometimes. I miss the other Benedictine sisters especially. She'd never admit it, but Sister Lisbeth had the most wonderful voice. I always stood next to her if I could. Why stay then? Why don't you leave when the Benedictines left Cursaw? Truth be told, I was too frightened to leave. Cursaw is my home. I didn't like the idea of becoming accustomed to a new place. Learning the convent's ins and outs was hard enough. I never went outside the convent much anyways. I know where everything is here, even if it's changed over the years. Sister Gertrude has always planned to stay too. The garden always needs tending, and 2 hands make light work. Besides, I can't leave Mousefanger behind. Mousefanger is still alive? Of course, she truly is queen. Mousefanger is queen of Cursaw. Has the convent changed very much since the poor Clares arrived? Yes, the food is simpler and some of the prayers are different, but all the chores and gardening is the same. Gertrude misses making ink for the scriptorium, but I've enjoyed learning the sisters' new customs. Speaking of which, I should probably return to my chores. Of course, sister, apologies for interrupting. Not at all, Magdalene. God bless you. Let's see what Gertrude is up to. Hey, Gertrude. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you too, Sister Gertrude. Are you doing all right? Father Thomas told us about your father's attack. You were incredibly courageous to run to Dr. Stoll so quickly, especially when the attacker could have been about. Honestly, sister, I was terrified. I only thought of Dr. Stoll's because there was so much blood. Thank the Lord you had your wits about you. I lit an extra votive candle in St. Satia Shrine for you this morning. Thank you, Sister Gertrude. Dad's spirits have been up, but I know he doesn't have much time. Have faith, child. The Lord cares for Klaus, just as he cared for his son. I'll see if I have any psyllium left in the convent. If you blend it with broth or warm wine, it will heat his brain and prevent infection. Thank you, sister. I'm grateful for all the help everyone in Tassing has provided. The church is the body of Christ, Magdalene. We are all one community and want to help Klaus before his time. God will turn this for good, no matter what things look like now. He sees beyond time itself, but we are constricted by the present. I have been around long enough to see his fruits even when I thought the devil had burned the fields. Keep faith, Magdalene. Thank you, sister. Your words warm my heart. God bless you. Where's Mousefanger? Oh my gosh, and there's a baby pet son of Mousefanger. Where's Mousefanger? Little baby. That's the name. Son of Mousefanger. Okay. Where else can we explore? We have nowhere in the church, so it's time to go to the forest. And we can ask Smokey, look for the twins. Ah, just the man I was looking for. Apollo! Hey, Magdalene. Hello, Apollo. What are you doing? Looking for frogs. Artemis says he saw one the other day and we're trying to collect a bunch. Frogs don't come out this time of year. How do you know? Artemis said she saw one. I read it in a tale. Frogs come out with the rain. We get rain in spring. Maybe that's why I only have one. What do you need the frogs for? Like I'll tell you, you snitch. I didn't snitch when you ruined Baltus's new clock by pouring honey in the gears. Hey, how do you know that was us? I'm clever too, you know. Besides, who else would it be? Come on, tell me. Sorry, Magdalene. I can't risk this one. Try asking Artemis. Fine, I will. The Great Frog Plague. I can't believe how quickly the leaves changed this year. I bet Artemis is probably either in the shrine or the waterfall. Oh, yeah, I was right. Hello, hey Magdalene. Hey Artemis, Apollo said you're catching frogs? Yeah, what about it? He told me to come ask you why. He wouldn't say anything. He didn't tell you? Christ, finally, he's learned to keep his mouth shut. Oh, come on, just tell me. No way, this is our biggest trick yet. We're not risking it to tell you. You'll just have to wait and see. Oh gosh, these are the village pranksters. I hate pranks like... I really despise pranks. But then how am I gonna find this key? A pig out here? It must have broke out of its pen. I wonder who it belongs to. Ooh, could I go down? Oh, no one's tending this grave. If I want to depict the mural as accurately as possible, I have to go down the shaft myself. The entrance is so steep. No one's used it in years. There must be some way to get down there. If I rigged a rope to the top beams, I'd be able to get down more easily. Yeah. I saw some rope in the workshop at home. I should be able to find everything I need there. I'll have to come back later. I want to know what these frogs are for. And also, I need that key. Come on, Apollo, I know it was you. Oh hey, what's up? Can you show me how you and Artemis get into the salt mine? The mine? Why, it's all gross and creepy. I need to get down there and see what the pagans and Romans left behind. I need references for my mural. Oh, the mural. I would ask Artemis about that. She's pretty protective of the mine. Oh my gosh. Does he not do anything without her? Alright, I'll go find her. Sorry, Magdalene. If she says yes, I'll show you later. I'll see you later then, Apollo. See you, Magdalene. Come on. She is the boss in this twin. Oh, hey Magdalene, do you need something? I'm a little busy right now. I need you to show me how you and Apollo get in and out of the old salt mine. Salt. The mine? Damn, Magda. Why do you need to get down there? I want to see what our forefathers and the Romans left behind. It's for the mural. The mural? You want to use our secret hideout for your mural? Your secret hideout? But everyone knows you two hide down there. Yeah, but they don't know how to climb down, do they? It's secret enough. So why should I show you how to get in? Because we're friends? You told my mother when I cut my hair, so I didn't have to wear braids 5 years ago. I still hold that grudge. Look, I'll show you how to get into the mine on one condition. You help Apollo and me with our next prank. No telling, no snitching, no questions asked. Fine, tell me what you're up to. Father Thomas has been droning on and on about the plagues of Egypt, right? Apollo and I are collecting frogs to hide in the tabernacle. When Father Thomas opens it on Sunday, frogs will go everywhere. This is why I hate pranks. Why in the world do you want to do that? Father Thomas keeps saying Apollo and I are on the path of rebellious Egyptians with frogs and locusts. We're gonna prove him right and summon a bunch of frogs in mass. So what do you want me to do? We stole the tabernacle key. But we need to put it back before he notices. So Sister HeyAmarii was right. You did take the key. Shit, she saw us? Well, she didn't tell Father Thomas, so I guess we're all right. Look, we stole the key early to make sure it was the right one. We'll steal it again once we actually stuff the frogs in there, but in the meantime, it needs to go back. I need to replace the key in the altar in the church. Apollo and I will attract too much attention, but you're the town's goody-goody. I'm not. I'm just a better sneak than you. That's bullshit, and you know it. This girl's a bully. Anyways, will you do it? I'll get you into the mine if you do. I need to await it into the mine, but this seems risky. I shouldn't let the twins get away with this. They're causing enough trouble as it is. I mean, it's kind of harmless. It's just frogs. But the stealing... The thing... Okay, the frogs, not an issue. The part I have an issue with them is stealing the key. Like, this is why I hate pranks, because the ends justify the means all the time. Like, oh yeah, we can steal the key for this prank. That would bother me. And that's why I shouldn't let the twins get away with this. They cause enough trouble as it is. Who knows what kind of trouble I could get into if I help them. No thanks, I'll find some other way in. Oh, fine, but if you snitch, you're in for it, Magdalene. What are you gonna do? Murder me? Oh, I have an achievement. The second plague. I guess because I turned it down, it's gonna happen. Let's talk to Smokey. What about this? What does that frog search thing mean? Alright, Smokey. Good day, Mistress Druckerin. I've told you, Smokey, call me Magdalene. Oh, old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner of the woods? More gossip? Yes, actually, but first I want to talk to you about the old salt mines. The mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? I didn't see the town folks trek out there as much anymore. Like last I saw were those two twins making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if I ever set foot close to that place. What are you so interested in over there? The mural in the Wrath House needs a section about the earliest days of Tassing. The mines are the oldest part of Tassing, and you keep a keen ear. I thought you might have heard something. I don't know about getting down into the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them and the other Roman ruins around here. The old stories my father used to tell me when he was the burner of Tassing. The one about Mars and Tassia, the nymph, was always my favorite, though I blame that on my youth. Tassia? Like Tassing? Folk named the town after a pagan god, a Roman one at that. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene, but I warn you it's a bit bawdy. Oh, count me in. Well, I need something about the Romans to paint on the mural. I'll tell the decent bits of what I remember, but I won't have your father hounding me for any coarseness. Alright, what's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in the woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Of course, the creature ran off and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he tramped through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest and not in the local town. Why would a god be hunting in Tassing's forest? How should I know? Maybe he just wanted a brisk walk. Besides, why should anything the gods do make sense? These were the old days when spirits and ghosts prowled. What do you mean prowled? Prowled, you know, like spirits and other evil things do. I can't just say they walked through the woods like you or me. They prowled. Alright, keep going. So, Mars found a nymph, Tassia, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged at seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. And in return, well... I see. Tassia bathed the god. They bathed? I get it. They bathed. I did warn you, Magdalene. When Mars left the pool, he dripped onto the ground and it blossomed with flowers and crops. They say that's why the valley is so fertile. That might be tricky to paint on the mural. I'm not sure if the council would approve. I doubt they would, but you're the artist, aren't you? You get to choose what the mural shows. I wouldn't let the old bastards keep you from painting what you want. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. You can never really destroy stories as long as there are people to tell them. Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind, too. The town is more Roman than Bavarian, really. Well, we are part of the Holy Roman Empire. It's totally different. Because of how long it was a Roman colony, That and much of the town is built upon the Roman foundations. Tassing is actually much smaller now than it was in the Roman days. At least that's what I make of it. The ruins go deep into the forest and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tassing is built in the Roman stone. Take a walk around town and you'll start noticing things. We used their stone to build. The old temple by Satya's shrine has grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the Abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman paved stones under the road if you look hard. I mean, may not be Roman, but this town is. Tassing has been building upon itself for hundreds of years. What a beautiful idea. That's the way of things. Most people don't notice the old stones. Too busy in town to notice what's right in front of their eyes. Maybe I should go take a look at the mine. I get a better sense of what things were actually like. Nothing will stop you, I see. Well, I won't either. Just keep an eye for any wolves or satyrs you might see down there, eh? Yeah. I'll let you know if I see any. Thanks for your help. Good luck, Magdalene. Be safe. Hello, is there something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening. I'm Magdalene Druckerin. Are you a friend of Smokey's? I'd like to think so. I'm Václav. I'm a tinkerer, travel around and help people out with sharpening knives, little things like that. Drucken, are you the printer's daughter? I am. My father is a printer. Do you sample the wares much? As often as I can. Václav, don't. You're going to get in trouble again. Trouble? What is he talking about? Nothing. Ignore him. Nothing? This one can't help but talk to people about all the strange things he believes. He reads all sorts of books, talks to old folks. He gets ideas brewing in his head. Now that doesn't bother old Smoky none. Bothers some people a whole lot. It doesn't bother me any. Well, if it doesn't bother you and it doesn't bother old Smoky, sounds like there's nothing to worry about. Fine, you get run out of here again, don't blame me. Again? Do I want to know what happened? A long time ago I got into an argument with some people in town. They told Father Thomas. To his credit, he told them to let it go, but somehow an inquisitor found out. Anyway, I have to leave for a while. Father Thomas told an inquisitor, you mean. So, books, strange ideas. Yes, the host, the Eucharist, the bread and the wine, body and blood of Christ. Holy Communion, what about it? More and more people are writing about rejecting transubstantiation. Transubstantiation. The idea that the bread and the wine of the Eucharist literally becomes the body and the blood of Christ. Here we go. Yes? Well, there are two ways to look at it. The first is on the grounds that Wycliffe and his Huss rejected it. Using our eyes, our senses, there's nothing perceptible that changes in the character of the bread and the wine. That doesn't mean it hasn't actually changed, though. But that brings me to the second point. Even if the bread and wine turned into Christ's body and blood, why is it necessary for spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of God through the Eucharist. The act, the observant, unites our will with that of Christ. He is present in us through the remembrance, not the physical act. Are you following this, Smokey? Absolutely not, and that's what I say if any inquisitors come around. Are you ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve the transubstantiation? Sure, why not? I'll admit, I hope for some more enthusiasm regarding the fate of our souls, but all right. This all starts with Lucifer creating the world. Excuse me? God was the Word, and the Word was truth, and the truth is light. The light is God's will. God's light contained aspects that we consider angels, facets of his infinite intelligence. One of these aspects separated itself from his intellect and manifested in the darkness as the corrupt will, Lucifer. the darkness. To exist outside of the boundaries of God's infinite light, the corrupt world brought into being an equally infinite darkness. Within that darkness, Lucifer cast his false light, a corrupted imitation of the divine intellect, to create the world. All material in our world is inherently a corrupted manifestation of that false light. We still have a connection to God through our intellect, but it is flawed by existing in our physical bodies. Oh. But you still believe we can be redeemed through Christ, right? Well, of course. Finally, some sense. But not in the way that you think. Oh, of course not. The way to be redeemed is to reunite with our will with God's. And how do we do that? Regular prayer, abstention from material desires, sublimation, and elimination of want. That just sounds like being a monk. No, priests and monks both are corrupt agents of the business of the church. They have taken the simplicity of holy devotion and profaned it with pageantry. The saints too. All this talk of Moritan, Sati, and miracles, they're just stories. The church has led people astray, put the hope of people in meaningless rituals, faith in relics. I can see why I don't go into town much. No one really wants me in town anyways. They want me to fix their knives and their pots and little things and be on my way. And that's fine with me. I've seen so much of the world, learned so many things. I've made so many friends that I'll hope I'll see again if I come their way. Anyways, thank you for indulging me, Magdalene. It was illuminating. Until later. Until then, okay. I too do not want to be imprisoned for heresy, so we're gonna just pretend I didn't hear any of that. Okay. We could tattle on the twins, but why bother doing that? We're just gonna not do anything about it and go to the Tinkerer. I don't know. I don't have to participate in the prank, but I also don't have to tattle. I mean, it's pretty harmless. It's just that they stole the key. Stealing is bad. I wish there was a fast travel. Like, bloop. Here we go. I'm gonna ask him for an invention to bring me downstairs. Magdalene, hello. I was just jotting down a few new ideas. Did you need something? Yes, if you have a moment, I need to get into the old salt mine, but I don't have a way down. Can you help me? To get into the salt mine? Yes, you must be on quite the adventure. Ideally, we could rig up a double pulley system to lower and raise yourself in the shaft, but that might take a while. Well, I'd like to go in today if possible. Of course. Would a good length of rope suffice? You could brace against the wall of the mine shaft. Are you strong enough to support your own weight? Against the wall? I think so. Excellent. Thank you, Balthus. Of course. Here you go. Do be careful, though. Make sure the ropes are secure. I will. Until later. Good luck, Magdalene. Sweet. I got the rope, right? Do I have the rope? Do I have to get the rope? I'm assuming I have it. But there's still one thing I need. I need to be able to read this. Oh, I have to sit down and read through it. Oh, later. Let's do salt mine first. And then I'll read through it later. Right, back to the forest. Oh gosh, is this place still in operation? It is. It's Killian. Hi. Oh, and Hannah is still here. Hello, Magdalene. How's your father? Unwell, and he's hanging on, but Dr. Solce is concerned he's not improving. Good. You must make sure that he eats hearty meals. I know their season makes it difficult, but he needs the best of what you have in storage if he's to heal. I'll send Nico over with a few of our good apples later. I'm sure Klaus would appreciate the visit. I'm very grateful to you both. Well, it's mutual. Your father has done much for me and Nico these past few years. He even counseled us in our, never you mind. I need any good word of my dad I can get, Hannah. Please share. Oh, you're right, of course. Nico and I have had some challenges in the past. We neglected our marriage, let our hearts turn towards resentment, and the revolt, the pressure made it worse. We were both so afraid of losing the land house. I don't know what inspired it, but Nico turned to your father for advice. I suppose he needed someone to talk to. And Dad was helpful? Don't look so surprised. Your dad is a learned man. In books, yes, but in matters of family, too. You're proof of that. A respectable young woman like you raised all alone. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought up your mother. I know it still hurts, Klaus. I wish I had the chance to know her. All I have of her is what others have told me. She lives in you. It is your stature, in your mind. She's still here with us. You've grown into quite a woman, Magdalene. I hope you find a happy marriage with a man worthy of the woman your father raised. I suppose we'll see, as God wills it. But that's enough talk for me. There's work to be done. The inn doesn't run itself. Until later, Magdalene. Until then. Where's Nico? Maybe he's here? No, Samuel! I wonder if they died since he said those mercenaries don't live a very long life. Here is Nico. Hello, Nico. Oh, hello. Go down. Oh, I miss Andreas. Andreas was such a fun character. Forest. And then I feel... What is that pig doing there anyways? Is it the Gertner's pigs? Who has pigs? The Bowers? Probably the Bowers. Alright, Baltus gave me this rope to climb down, but it might take a while. Should I go now? Yeah, why not? Whoa. Put the rope on first. Watch this whole thing just crumble. Use the rope. Or jump down. Come on. Someone's gonna cut the rope or something while I'm down here. Oh, a lantern. We could probably use that. Yes, we can. Perfect. There are lots of different coins down here. How odd. It's not like it's a saint's well. We'll take it. Oh, and a tablet. They're still writing on it. Oh geez, it's so tiny. These tables were usually used to keep track of accounts. They're easy to scrape clean and maintain. This wax looks beyond use though. Oh, it's a poem. I think it's a love note. Heh, rising passion. I want to know what it said. What's this one? This looks like a larger version of some of Baltus's contraptions. This winch must have been attached to some sort of hauling and pulley system. Fascinating. Oh. Now that I'm down here, I should see what I can find from the Roman era and before. Oh, bones. They're far too big to be human. Cattle? Ooh, what's this? Oh, a piece of pottery. It's beautiful. Let's look what's in this cave. More pottery? And this piece looks like it matches the other piece I found. Oh, we're going to piece together an entire clay pot or something. Another pottery piece. These must be the same kind of figurines Till and the other farmers find in the fields. I think that there are so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields and caves like this. Well, why not take one? Here's another piece. Okay, let's go down. An inscription, another shard. There's a Latin inscription here. Tassai aquam. Okay, like as if I know how to speak Latin. Or read in Latin. Oh, drawings. Oh, it looks like the Roman map of Tassing. I wonder what's changed. Let me see if I can map everything out. There's an aqueduct and this spring. The Abbey was an old fort up in the hill, and there's the rest of the town. Wait, what's this building? I don't recognize it. The Mithraeum? I don't know that word. I can't quite tell what it's meant to label on the map. Maybe some sort of temple? Well, whatever it is, it's not in Tassing now. That's so odd. Huh. Mithraeum? Another inscription. It's not very formal. A worker must have carved it. There's that word again, Mithraeum. It must have been poured into the Romans. Mithraeum. Who's this now? Oh, beautiful. This almost looks like an altar, but what would an altar be doing in a soft mine? It's even carved out of the salt. To one of the Greek gods? Possibly. Oh, what's this? Another piece and more Latin writing. More Latin writing. Exactly what I said. Alright. There's a lot more to explore here. Another shard. Oh, more. Another piece. I have a lot of these pottery pieces. I should find out if they're all from the same pot. I bet they are. Oh. Oh, wow. That was just purely by luck. I wonder if this... Oh. That looks like it fits. Oops. I forgot that I have to rotate. And then one more. Probably this one. I'm only going by that it has that bar at the top. And then... maybe this one? Oh wait, no. No! Ugh. Oh my god. I have a feeling that... oh, it might be though. No, it can't be. Well, we'll just put that on the top there. There's a guy with a sword here. I'm not even sure if I got the right one so far, but it's possible. Oh no. I forgot that if you pick one up, you're donezo. Okay, that will just go here for now. Oh. Yeah, that looks right. And then a guy lying down. That looks like a face, right? So it must be this. Yeah. Another man's head, which is this. Oh. That's here. Is it? No, that can't be it. Let me move this. This one is here, for sure. Oof. So hard to align. This one looks like it could belong here. Okay. That face must be this one then. Yeah. I wish this was easier to see, so I'll put it like this. And then like this. Oh, this must be it. What? Oh no, maybe here? Oh no, wait, I got it. This one is actually here. Oh. This might be this one. Is that Perchta? And then this one here. This looks like it belongs here. And the last piece. Got it. The figures on this pot lid look like they're telling a story. These paintings must depict an early myth, even before the Romans. Let's see. This must be Perchta, and those be the wild forest spirits, part of the wild hunt. Oh god, the next part looks like a human sacrifice. That part. Someone, maybe a chieftain, is sacrificing a name to Perchta? The bottom half of the lid continues the story. Oh, this is a sacrifice, this one. What's that one then? These look like spirits. They must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. That must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tassing safe. They offered sacrifices to Perchta. This is part of our story, but I'm not sure this is the best story to portray. I kind of agree. I'll have to think more about it before I decide for certain. Alright, I better keep going before I run out of oil in my lamp. Is that a real concern? Oh, cave-in. The woods here look newer than the first part of the mine. Was this collapse recent? I wonder if I can find out where the mytharium was or what it is. And putting the pottery shards back together showed one of the earliest stories of Tassing. I think I've seen everything I can down here. My oil is running out. Time to climb back out. The mytharium. Exit mine. And this is where I'll get stuck. Watch. Wait, who is that? Hello, is someone there? I better get out of the shaft before another rock comes crashing down. Oh no. They're gonna cut the rope or something. Who was that? Ugh, ruined my hair. Even Apollo and Artemis would have helped me out of there. Well, now that I have more information, I can make some decisions on the first section of the mural. I should get back to the Wrath House and get to work. No, I should read the book. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's how much time I spent down there. Oh my god. Haller, you. Yes? I'm Haller Brandt, the Lord's gamekeeper. What are you grazing? Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? I'm not, that's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the chocolate burner and the tinker, you're the only person I've seen. If the pig doesn't belong to you, what are you doing here? Does everyone have to justify being in the woods? If I think you're stealing the Lord's wood or illegally grazing your pigs, yes. Alright, let me ask a different question. Whose pig is this? Ooh. I don't know, the pig was in the woods when I came here. Ah, a mysterious lost pig who apparently belongs to no one. I suppose so. What? That was so unnecessary. If I find any more pigs in the woods, I'll kill them on the spot. Like you did this one. And those who brought them here. Do you understand? Yes? Good. Remind your neighbors what happens when you break the Lord's law. Oh my gosh. I knew the Lord's men patrolled these woods, but I've never seen one before. I didn't realize they were so strict. I suppose I should consider myself lucky. Anyways, time to get out of the woods and back to work at the Wrath House. Oh my gosh. Do I just leave? I just leave the pig there. Okay. I need to read the book though. The Historia Tassing. Could I read it here? Clara. She's making food. Magdalene, dear. Hello, Clara. Thank you again for helping me look after the house. I can't tell you how much more time this gives me to work on the mural. Oh, it's no trouble. You have your hands full as it is. I know Dad really enjoys the company while I'm working, too. Ah, yes. He sleeps most of the day, but he's been in good spirits whenever I drop in on him. You two keep a clean house, too. Well, aside from the workshop, but I can't blame you for that. I've left that to you to take care of. I don't want to damage any of your supplies. Thank you, Clara. Truly, you've been such a blessing to us both. Oh, you're such a dear, Magdalene. God bless you. Okay, let's go to the Wrath House. Wrath House, let's do some work. Make this mural. Tell the truth. Anger everyone. I mean, what is art if it's not slightly controversial? Okay, here we go. Work on mural. What am I gonna put up there? Hey Mags, how's the mural coming along? Well, I haven't started. Sigh. What? Oh right, Magdalene, sorry. Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? It doesn't look like much yet. Well, of course it doesn't look like anything now. I only just finished priming the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey's library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. Even what I could find out about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? Oh. This one is a little too controversial. I don't like this one, showing human sacrifices. I'm trying to find a middle ground where it's like the truth, but also does not anger anyone too much. But this is the most truthful. It's actually from the mines. It is from that period. Okay, I'll recreate an image I found in the mine. It shows how our ancestors made human sacrifice to appease Perchta and the spirits. And this is probably the most truthful because it is actually something I saw from that period. So it would be more truthful or more accurate to show this human sacrifice. Don't you think that's a bit much? I don't know how the rest of town will take it, especially Father Thomas. So what made you choose this story anyway? I think the pottery I found is a better source than stories that have been passed down by mouth. I guess that's true. Still, I think it will shock some people, especially Father Thomas. Yeah, okay. Thanks for explaining it. Of course, I want you to all to understand why I'm making these choices. Well, now that I've figured this portion of the mural out, I better start thinking about the next section. I'll leave you to it, Magdalene. Good night, Otts. Good night, Magdalene. Oh, I'm nervous. Right to Matthew. Now that I've decided how to depict Tassing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kersaw's history. Mother Illuminata's letter mentioned that of Matthew Fossigny-Sock used to be a brother in Cursaw. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write him and ask what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer too. I should write them both now before bed. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Oh my gosh, I have so many things to do. Maybe I'll learn something pertinent for the murals. Where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Baron's before Martin stole it. I can't make much out of it. The Latin is much harder than I'm used to. The book isn't in great shape either, since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Still, it matches the type of bookbinding I've seen from other German printers. It's not that old. Let's see. Oh, here's a section about the various dedications erected in the town. That might be easier to read. Mars. This one seems like a dedication to Mars, to bless a field. This one talks about Diana wetting herself? Bathing in a spring, maybe? Oh, this one isn't as hard. Let us pray so that he or she really may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. The book is so big, though. It would be a lot of work. I could ask Sister Gertrude or Baltus for help. Werner, too. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in town. Maybe even Father Thomas, even though Dad warned me not to bother him with secular books. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. I should finish writing my letters first. Mother Illuminata told me that Matthew knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write to Esther too. Most revered Matthew Fossigny-Socks, Archdeacon of Sion. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I'm the daughter of Tassing's town printer, Klaus. My father and I are creating a mural for Tassing's Rathaus. We want to show the history of the town and the Abbey. Mother Illuminata told me that you might be the best person to ask about Kersaw's early history. I understand you're a very busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn about the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. I know it may be a small comfort, but there are many in Tassing who regret what happened during the revolt. Sister Gertrude is still here with the poor Clares, and she speaks fondly of the old Abbey. Thank you for your help. Magdalene. Esther. Please forgive me for not writing sooner. So much has happened since I last wrote. Even as my last letter was en route to you, Dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy and his memory fails him. Dr. Saul says that he's not going to recover, and that it's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. He's going to do his best. He's going to do the best he can to make things comfortable for Dad. I'm glad he's here to help. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father or why. I found a note by him too. All it said was stop. It wasn't from the shop because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script, as far as I know. And anyways, I don't have time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full of running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. Had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about my being too young, not experienced enough or not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores. And worrying about Dad. Otz has been coming over under the pretense of having me prepare my paints too. It's sweet and I'm glad for the company. He makes the days easier. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. If Dr. Stoltz is right, I don't know how long I have. I hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love. Magda. Ooh, if you want it done before Christmas, we're running out of time. It's late. I wonder if Balthazar is awake. Oh, I should go to bed. Right, I forgot that when it's nighttime, you actually have to go to bed here. Go to sleep. Oh my gosh. Wait, I need to ask Balthazar. Ah! Why have so many days passed? Mistress Druckerin, a few more letters for you. Oh, thank goodness. Take care. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. Alright, the first letter is from Reverend Matthew. Oh, look at him in his old age. Mistress Druckerin, I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Cursaw. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I'm not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing in their endeavors to catalog the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Sometime after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Cursaw Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman of the Cursaw family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Cursaw changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, and double monasteries were being frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Thus burned the history of Cursaw. While we cannot change the past, I have heard the Sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the Abbey. I can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of St. Moritz. Assuming that they have not consigned the contents of Kursaw's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. It's hard to be overjoyed at the news of your neighbor's late regrets. Many of the injuries inflicted 18 years ago will never heal. Regret cannot undo what has been done, but we can all find redemption through Christ. We must pray for love and reconciliation in the days ahead. In the end, that is all that matters. Winter comes swiftly. Huguenots, and Lutherans plague my homeland. Thank the Lord you still live in a land ruled by one true church. I hope this has been some help to you and yours. May God keep you and protect you. The Most Reverend Matthew Fausigny, Archdeacon of Sion. I have a hard time with that man's name. Another reply from Esther. Oh, Magdalene. I'm terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents send their deepest condolences. If we can provide you with anything from Prague, you need only send word. I know we are farther away than it's easy to travel, but I will see that we can do what Hashem allows. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt. That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your family every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right. In time, he will exact justice on the culprit. I am encouraged to hear that the town council let you continue the mural at all. The guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give the men of council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age where all may read the works of the great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come visit me in Prague. But I'm glad you found some joy in your work on the mural. We are all well here. Elisha has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I found Simund. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with mother and father quite often now. So I hope I'll be sending good news in my next letter. With Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well. Esther. That's all the letters I have for now. I should get home and check on Dad. Good morning, Magdalene. I'm here, right on time. Hope you're well. Well enough. How's my dad? That's what we're about to discuss. How are you feeling, Klaus? His fever broke at dawn this morning. That's good news, right? All things in time. I still feel weak. The dizziness has not receded. My head continues to spin whenever I try to sit or stand up for too long. Occasionally, I'm struck with sudden and severe headaches. The damage runs deeper than I first thought. Let me be honest here with both of you. I am worried. The circumstances are not unfolding to our benefit. Klaus, your health is not mending. Perhaps it is due to your age. Perhaps. We have passed numerous critical days with no change for the better. Meanwhile, the winter draws closer, and I am running low on medical supplies. With the roads into town likely snowed in, especially the pass, supply shipments will not arrive for months. Have you asked Gertrude for help? I have. Truly, things must be dire. They are not insignificant. It has been a difficult year, even with the patrols in Bavaria. Many merchants have been struck by bandits. French troops have periodically raided the western holdings of our empire. With the fall of Esztergom and whatever, Székesfehérvár to the Ottoman Turks, many trade routes from the east have been cut. The pillage of Nice by Barbarossa's corsairs and our losses in Italy have also put us into a predicament in the south. As always, we suffer from the wars of others. The Empire struggles, but can't you gather supplies around here? I will do what I can, but our options are limited. I wish I already had a copy of Versalius de Humani Corpus Fabrica. In the meantime, Claus, Magdalene, pray to God. I must take my leave. I will come by again next week. I thank you, Dr. Stolz. I thank you as well. I'm only doing what I am meant to do for this town. Stay out of trouble, Magdalene. He worries too much. I'll be alright. Do you want anything to eat before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be alright. Your letter from the Archdeacon, yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? He seemed sad over what happened during the revolt, hesitant to tell me anything. He did say the Abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery, so much lost in one night. The Archdeacon did suggest that poor Clares might have held onto some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Tassing's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history in Tassing. She may know something of the local history than the others have forgotten. Elsa? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of the family. But the Cavizels used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her, I will, thanks, Dad. Maybe something remained in the Abbey's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalene, you be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. I won't go far into them, Dad. Just to take a look. Alright, wear a scarf too. It's getting cold out now. I feel it in my old bones. Don't worry, Dad. I'll see you tonight, alright? Alright, good luck. Goodness, I get up early. Oh, it's Sunday. We're gonna see some frogs. Oh, let's go there first. Oh, how nice of Clara to help out. Hello. Oh yeah, let's check out the church first. Is it Sunday today? God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. Do you have a moment? Of course, what can I help you with? I want to ask about Tassing Saints. I'd like to represent them in the Wrath House. I'm thrilled to hear it. The Saints will make a wonderful centerpiece for the murals. You misunderstand, Father. I may incorporate them, but there are other possibilities. Then I will endeavor to convince you to include them. But you know, there is one saint you're overlooking. Why, the Blessed Virgin, of course. Mary. Many people forgot that Mary is the greatest saint. And she visited one of the peasants here in Tassing centuries ago. What? What? The Virgin Mary appeared in Tassing. Why? Yes, she appeared to give a message. Centuries ago, a farmer in the fields behind us had 3 visions of Mary. In the first, she told him that she wanted him to tell the Bishop of Freising that she had appeared. The peasant traveled down to Freising, but the bishop would not see or hear him. That's not a short trip. It certainly is not, but the peasant had received a holy vision. What else could one do in the face of a divine revelation? The peasant returned to Tassing and had another vision in the field. The Virgin showed him a pattern, a labyrinth. She told him to draw it on a sheet of birch bark and bring the drawing to the Bishop of Freising. Why did she give him the labyrinth the first time? The bishop intended to turn the peasant away, but he could see the drawing of the labyrinth in his hands. It was the same image that the bishop had seen in the dreams 3 nights earlier. He met with the peasant, who told him of the 2 apparitions he had seen here in Tassing. The bishop was moved by the peasant's story and came here, to Tassing. The bishop came here? He did. It's the only time that the bishop has ever come to Tassing. And when the bishop came, Mary appeared to both of them. She told the farmer that the town needed to build this church. She told the bishop to support the town. I had no idea that's where all this came from. It's not a story I tell much anymore. I support the people here. I suppose the people here think of Moritz and Satya, their connection to this place. Mary is such a core part of their prayers that they forget about our particular Mary, sorry. But in any case, Our Lady's demands were clear, so the bishop helped fund the creation of this church. The people of Tassing have been using it ever since. You're not from Tassing. How did you hear the story? True, I am not. The people told me when I came, and the former priest told them when they were children, and so on. The priest and the flock have shared the responsibility of passing on the story over the centuries. Thank you for the story, Father Thomas. Have I convinced you to include the saints prominently in the mural? I'm still considering it. Well, if deliberation fails you, perhaps you will find that prayer gives you greater clarity. God bless you in your work, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. It's this labyrinth, Our Lady of the Labyrinth. This one. Mary, Mother of Jesus, her painting has been here as long as I can remember, and that's the labyrinth. Cool. Let's go to the mill. The millers. Else, where are you? Here you are. Magdalene, dear, what brings you up the hill? I wanted to ask you some questions about your family for the mural. The Muellers? I only know a little bit about Lenhardt's people, I'm afraid. And much of that I've heard from others. Lenhardt didn't care to talk about the past. I meant your family, the one you were born to. Your family name was Caviezel, wasn't it? Oh. Not a soul in town has asked me about my family in years. I was beginning to think my neighbors had forgotten us. Can I ask, how did you come to know my family name? My dad mentioned it. He said you were the last of your family. I'm not surprised your father remembers the Caviziels. He was sweet on my sister before he met your mother. I'm the last of us left now. Is that a local name? I should think so. My grandfather told me the Cavizels had lived in Tassing for hundreds of years. Perhaps even 1,000, though it seems impossible to imagine a time so long ago. Were they Romans? No. The Cavizels were part of the old people, the original Bavarian people. They helped to resettle Tassing after the Romans left. Built their new home right on the spot where they had been living when the Romans arrived. Interesting. Doesn't that seem unlikely to you? Oh, who can say? Why does a story need to be true? However true it may or may not be, it doesn't matter, Magda. It matters that I believe it, that it connects me to my ancestors. When I think of the ancient Cavizels, driven from their land, only to find it again and become Christians, they feel nearer to me. Do you understand? Yeah, I think so. It's like when my dad tells me stories about courting my mom. I don't remember her face, but when he tells me about her smile, I can almost recall it. Yes, it doesn't matter whether you really remember. When I sing my sister's favorite songs to Ulrich, I may not know all the words anymore, but that's all right. Just as I may not know exactly how the Cavizels resettled Tassing. What matters is that I feel close to her and them, even though they are so far from me now. That is what stories are for, Magda. Now you go on. You've got a mural to complete. Thank you, Elsa. You've given me much to consider. God bless you, Magdalene, dear. Alright, that was nice. We still have to talk to for Sister Gertrude. That's right. Oh, who's this now? Hey, Carl. But it's so beautiful here, Martha. One more moment. Alright, take your time. Oh, hello, Magdalene. Dad, look who it is. Good morning, Mistress Druckerin. Hello, Martha. Carl, how are you today? On our usually walk around town, November hasn't gone too cold yet. Dr. Stahl says Dad needs to keep using the leg or the pain will get worse. Does he have a spoon in his head? This is a spoon. And I'm getting old. Not so old, you can sit around at home telling stories. You listen to your daughter, Carl. Hey, you young girls think that you're my keeper, is that it? I've always been your keeper, Dad. No arguments from me there. Sounds like you have Martha to thank for your health. I thought that's what Werner and his ghastly tools were for. And leeches. God, the leeches. Where does he even find them around here? He's been getting into the Filny again. Ugh, they're horrible. Cold and wriggling just like the doctor's fingers. Dad. He's the kind of man I wish Anton would have grown up to be. Aw, Anton, my poor boy. It's alright, Dad. I'm sorry, Carl. It's not your fault, Magdalene. Just a babe then. I can't... It's my fault that he died. It's not, Dad. You know it's not. You shouldn't have been with me that night. You shouldn't have... I was a fool. What happened? I know I was there, but all I remember is the flames. What a fire it was, the whole Abbey engulfed. I was bleeding. Anton tried to drag me out of the fight. Then that godforsaken Landschneck stepped between us. I hope he burns in hell. I can't even imagine what that was like. How old were you during the revolt, Martha? I pray I will see him in death. Dad, it's not good for you to dwell on those memories. I know. Permit an old man his weakness. How old were you during the revolt, Martha? 7 or so? I don't understand what was happening. Is she processing? Someone brought Dad home in the middle of the night. It was dark, confusing. There was screaming outside. Mom and a couple of the men who brought Dad in were trying to patch up the wound, but it wouldn't stop bleeding. She kept shouting, "Where's Anton? Where's Anton?" There was blood on the floor. You cried so much you threw up. We couldn't get you to stop. I couldn't understand where Anton had gone. Dad tried to explain, but... Martha, my dear, enough of that. I'm so sorry. How did you go on? Did I? I don't know. Some nights I think I'm still there. Oh, I'm there still. The Abbey is always burning. They process quite a lot. My Helena passed not long after. I was left alone with Martha to care for. May the Lord bless and keep her. As he keeps your mother, Magdalene. I had to keep going for Martha, and somehow my daughter grew into a wonderful woman despite it all. I suppose that was all Helena's doing. Dad, if I'm any good, it's because of you. Thank you for telling me about the night, Carl. Martha? Time doesn't heal, Magdalene, but it does dull the ache. It's time we continue with the walk, Dad. Yes, dear, I'm feeling much more alive now. Be well, you two. Alright, let's head to the convent. I wonder how many parts is this mural? It's like 2 or 3 parts. Because there's the pagans and the Romans. The origins, I guess, of Tassing. And then current Tassing? I should talk to Sister Gertrude since she was a Benedictine nun. Yep. She would be able to tell me about the convent's history. Yep. Oh, I wonder... They said that there might be stuff here in the shrine. Oh, maybe not. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, sister. I have a favor to ask of you. Of course, Magdalene. I'll help however I can. I have a book, The Story of Tassing, and I can't read it very well. Can you help me translate it? Oh, I'm afraid my Latin isn't good enough to translate something like that. Its grammar structures are far too complex. I'm sorry, Magdalene. That's alright, sister. I'll have to find another way. There was one more thing, if you don't mind. It's about the Rathaus mural. Oh, did you need more paint? I believe I have enough galls stored away. No, thank you. I have more than enough paint. I want to ask you about the history of Cursaw, actually. I'd like to include the Abbey's founding and the history of Tassing saints to the Rathaus mural. I wrote to Reverend Matthew since he lived at the Abbey, but he wanted to see the place firsthand. Ah, Brother Matthew has become a reverend, didn't he? He was always suited to such a role. But I don't suppose that's what you came up the hill for. You're curious about the saint's history, yes? Yes, I was hoping you could show me around the convent and tell me about its history. The poor Clares don't allow outsiders within the convent, even other women. Mother Francisca wouldn't like anyone coming in for such a worldly concern. I understand. However, Mother Francisca always welcomes those who are considering joining the order. If a young woman sincerely considers joining the convent, she may be allowed to enter and observe the sisters. Who knows what else she may discover while contemplating the holy life, I suppose exploring all of my options can't hurt. Touring the convent will make some time. Would you like to go see Mother Francisca now? Why not? Mother Francisca, I'd like to introduce you to Magdalene Druckerin. The printer's daughter, yes. God bless you, Magdalene. Father Thomas told us of your father's condition, and we pray for his recovery daily. Oh, thank you, Abbess. Such is our duty to serve the Lord and the community that provides for us. Now, what is this about? Sister Gertrude, you know our holy rules. Why bring young Mistress Druckerin to me? Forgive me, Mother. Magdalene is searching for a place in the world, and it is contemplating the holy life. I thought observing the sisters might aid her in her spiritual search. She was encouraged by the idea. Right. Yes. So you've decided to consider my offer after all. If God is calling you to the convent, I am more than willing to help you fulfill that divine cause. What brought you this change on? Why are you interested in joining the Poor Clares? I'm worried that helping my father, running the shop alone, and finishing the mural are too much for me. Magdalene, you should not abdicate your worldly duties for fear of the unknown. She literally told me not to do these things. However, I agree that working a printing shop and painting are not suitable duties for a woman. Thank God you have turned to us for help. It is no wonder you have felt overburdened by all of this. Please come, I'm happy to tell you more of our order. She's so picky. Our small convent used to be part of the larger Cursaw double monastery, as I'm sure you've been told by Sister Gertrude. However, the Poor Clares live far differently than the Benedictines that once lived there. We believe that it is not ours to produce and live solely on the alms of the community of Tassing, as they see fit to give. Likewise, none of the sisters here own any personal property. We share this convent as a gift from the church. We believe that the Lord called us into a life of poverty and service. Does such a life appeal to you, Magdalene? I'm not entirely certain yet. I'd like to explore and look around, get a feel of the place. Magdalene, you must not have understood me. We have deliberately closed ourselves off from the world. I won't have a lay woman bothering the sisters from their duties or disturbing our rule. However, I will allow Sister Suzanne to show you our duties. Please take your time. When you have finished, please come find me and we will discuss your decision to join. Goodness. Finally, I thought she'd never leave. What? Truthfully, I'm not here to join the convent. I'm looking for references for a mural I'm painting in the Rathaus. Well, I'm going to take a look around. Where are we going first? The convent has many parts. The kitchen, the locarium, the chapter house, the yard, and the old workshop, though no one uses that old shed anymore. I'll leave it to you to decide where to go first. Alright, let's... I wonder if there's a map for this. Oh, there is! Okay, so we're here. Okay, let's go to the convent chapel first and then make our loop around. Convent chapel. Oh, there's a mural here too. This is the chapel where we all gather for Mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent and the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. The sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it has represented the Abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's the tower and the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower was Bergfried, right? A freestanding defensive tower not built for permanent habitation. For long before the structure became a monastery, the duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Tassing from attacks of spirits and steel for generations. There's some Latin here too, but I can't read it very well. God called Lady Sabine to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. Lord Kearsaw's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of the Emperor Frederick II. Only the tower remained. Thank you, Sister Suzanne. Yes, the first lists the Abbey's founding date. The Lady Kearsaw was actually the one to suggest the old castle had be turned into a double monastery. We added the second shortly after the revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting. Even if the sisters were not here, some record of what occurred would remain. Kearsaw is unique, a double monastery with 2 saints, one female and one male, and one female, to guard the town and the abbey. Fascinating thing that even before the Duke gifted his church, the fortification was founded. Yeah, this one. The fortification was founded by Saint Moritz. The saints have a long history in these lands. Many things once thought lost are truly foundational to how we live. You were right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the Wrath House. Well, then I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalene. Can I talk to Sister Gertrude some more? Oh, okay, I can. Right, let's make our way around. Oh, Margaret. God bless you, Magdalene. It's through here. Convent kitchen. This is the kitchen. There's not anything that's interesting here. Sister Mary and Sister Isabeau take care of most of the kitchen duties, but everyone pitches in when needed. Oh, there's the grate that Andreas and Casper went through. I wonder if they noticed their fire poker is missing. Marie. God bless you, child. Are you delivering something? Oh gosh, do I lie to her? I'm considering joining the convent, so Mother Francisca graciously... I don't want to lie. No, sister, I'm learning more about the convent history so I can finish a mural in town. Ah, I see. The kitchen has been used for decades, longer than I've been alive, to be sure. I enjoy preparing meals for the sisters that nourish us, but I can never bring myself to butcher the animals. Sister Isabeau has graciously taken on that task for me. We need sustenance, but I feel butchering any animal is wrong according to the rule of St. Francis. To cause suffering to any living creature is unnecessary and evil, even if God granted Adam and Eve dominion over the animals. The kitchen seems fairly simple. Is there anything here from the convent's founding days? No more than the structure itself, I'm afraid. Cookware needs replacing over the years. Though some nights a ghost appears to me by the cook fire, a lost spirit trapped between heaven and hell. Sister Mary, not this again. Not to Magdalene, please. Could it have been a ghost of one of the sisters from the founding of the convent? Maybe even Saint Tassia? If it was, she has never said a word to me, though I feel prostrate in prayer before her. The spirit, whoever it is, rose up through the ground at vigils. Dawn and dusk are the hours when the boundaries between this world and the spiritual world are the weakest. We may be the newest arrivals here, but this convent is very old. Perhaps there was something Roman underneath its foundation centuries before. The spirit may seek to know the presence of God now that it rests on holy ground. A spirit in Kearsaw? Why would it come to the convent, though? It breaks my heart to think the spirit was crying out for help, trapped beyond heaven's reach. Why don't we keep going, Magdalene? It's better not to get Sister Marie too upset. Of course. God bless you, sister. God bless you, child. At Isabeau. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, sister. How goes the cooking? As well as the Lord wills it. My old fingers fumble from time to time, but it is my privilege to prepare supper for the other sisters. And that's very noble of you. Just as God gave Paul a thorn on his side, so too did he give me the pains of age to strengthen my faith. Gosh, these girls like torture. Such things are a blessing when compared to the pains Christ carried upon the cross. Yeah, I don't believe the Lord wants us to suffer, sister. Nope, I should not tell her that. I'm gonna say it. No, child, he does not. Christ's death opened the door to an eternal life without pain. But as long as our souls are bound in this world, suffering will exist. I have chosen to find meaning and devotion to the Lord through my hardship. Thank you for sharing your perspective with me, sister. You're most welcome, child. God bless you. My goodness, this one is someone to watch out for. Maybe she did it. Maybe she did all the murders. Cute. Margaret's just there with Kitty. Oh, it's cold today. There's not much in the yard that could help you, I think. Anything that was here has long been covered in weeds. All I know about this place is that the walls were added when the convent was built onto the monastery. Oh, God bless you, Sister Benedicta. Sister Suzanne, God bless you. Oh, this ice is hard. Do I recognize you, Sister Benedicta? I think I've seen you in town once or twice. Yes, you'd have seen her. Sister Benedicta is the youngest of the sisters. Mother Francisca allows only one sister to deal with the townsfolk. Benedicta received this privilege. Burden, more like. I have to run around everywhere gathering all the food and doing all the chores. I'd rather be inside where it's warm. What are you doing up in the convent anyways? Mother Francisca said I could look around. Oh, well, don't let me get in the way then. Actually, Sister Benedicta, I wanted to ask you some questions. Do you like being a nun? Oh yes, I don't mind it at all. It's far quieter than home, and I don't have to share my bed with my siblings anymore. I like to help the older sisters, and I don't mind the chores except when it's cold like this. One more question. Sister Benedicta, have you seen any mysterious figures or ghosts lately? Ghosts? No, everything has been normal recently. I haven't noticed anything odd. Is this about Sister Marie's ghost? I think it's Mauritius myself. Oh no. So there is a ghost in the Abbey. Well, I haven't seen anything myself, but if there's a ghost, I like to think it's Mauritius. Don't tell Mother Francisca this, but I found an old book about Christian legends hidden in the workshop. It said that Roman commander named Mauritius conquered Tassing, but the colony failed. Most of the town was empty until Christian refugees found the town hidden in the valley. It was a miracle. I wonder if this is a different retelling of the St. Moritz saving Tassing. Oh, maybe. I don't remember if the book mentioned any saints. The Latin was hard to read. Anyway, when Sister Marie said she saw a ghost, I thought it must be Mauritius trying to get us out. A Roman ghost couldn't be happy about his tower being turned into an abbey, could he? What did you do with this book, sister? Oh, well... I had it with me in the kitchen one day and I accidentally laid the fire poker on it. Oh... That's unfortunate. I tried to fix it, but it's unreadable now. Sorry, Magdalene. That's alright. That book would probably have gone unread otherwise. I'm glad you were enjoying it. Besides, that story gives me ideas for the Rathaus mural. Thanks for telling me about the book, sister. I won't tell Mother Francisca. God bless you, sister. Thanks, Magdalene. God bless you. So that's back to the convent cloister. Convent art studio. Oh, nice. I have a bunch of stuff here. The workshop is covered in dust. Yes, this was the Benedictine sisters' workshop. They used to make badges and art for pilgrims coming to see the hand of St. Moritz. It looks like everything was just left here after the fire. Nothing's been used in years. We can't subsist on painting, and the poor Clares don't produce goods for sale, so we have no reason to be in here. But art allows us to find beauty in life. Even Christ said that the Father clothed the lilies of the field in beauty. I agree, but that's not the rule of the poor Clares. Mother Francisca considers art a temptation into hedonism. Mother Francisca Ziska doesn't let us come in here unless to put something in storage. I've come in a few times and noticed some of the brushes have gone missing, paint pots too. You think it's the ghost Sister Marie was talking about? Haha, whatever Sister Marie thinks, I don't think spirits can enter holy ground. Besides, what would a ghost need with dried up paint and brushes? Good point, it's probably something else. In any case, I think it's sad the workshop is left like this. Truthfully, Magdalene, I don't think you should join the convent, even if that's not what you were here to do anyways. Gertrude talks about you, and you seem to love your art. Without it, you'd hate it here. Aw, she knows me so well. Just from hearing about me. Such valuable paint left to dry and crack on the palettes. There's an old parchment scrap here. It's different from the others. It looks like a scrap from a manuscript. There's something written in Latin in the margin. It says, Mithraeum of Tassing had been destroyed by a flood. Mithraeum? That's the same word I saw in the Roman section of the mine. Yeah. Wait, this might be from the book Sister Benedicta found. I wonder why it would mention the Mithraeum. Why would someone have written that in the margins of a manuscript? And where's the rest of the book? I don't know. I thought all the books had burned in the library during the old revolt. The script is definitely German. I'm wondering if this is from a book written in Cursaw itself. Well, wherever the book ended up, it's not here. These old badges are beautiful. I hope the pilgrims who bought them love them too. And that concludes our tour of the convent, I believe. Yeah. Here's the locarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Francisca said, isolation is part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go out into town sometimes and even talk to men on occasion. And I'm stuck here staring at these walls for the rest of my life. It does seem like Sister Suzanne thinks much... It doesn't seem, okay, much of her life here. I can't blame her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. If she hates her life here so much, maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. She must have chosen to stay here for some reason. Maybe I should encourage her in her vocation. Even I had days when I never wanted to be a printer again. Maybe I can help her see the joys of monastic life again. I don't want to overstep my bounds, though. You didn't always want to be a poorer Clare's sister? No, why would you want to be a nun? My father promised me to church as a baby, some oath he swore when my mother struggled in her pregnancy. So there I was, dropped into poor Clare's the summer I turned 17. Oh my gosh. And they just took you in like that? Nobody asked what you wanted? No, I'm so sorry. No one should be forced into a life they didn't want. We daughters are born to bear our family's legacy, between our legs or on our backs. It doesn't matter. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. But since when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage it. I understand. I have more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. I remember the days of running around town. I wish I could have gotten married. I wanted to be a mother. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude and even Sister Margaret. At least they got to see something of the outside world before they were 20. Why don't you leave? Don't forget Matilda and Voislav, they used to be part of Kershaw too. No, why don't you leave? And do what? My family won't support me. I have no husband, I have no way to own land or make coin. What could I do but pray? And where better to do that than in a cloister? Thanks for listening, Magdalene. Anyways, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. Well, you've seen the entire convent. Well, we're back here. Well, let me show you around. Okay, we're here. We've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? I can see why people choose the holy life, but it's not for me. Not without art. I understand. You've dedicated your whole life to your work. You'd struggle to give that up now. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. I think you should go. Are you going to be happy here? I think you should go. Your family just left you here. You don't owe the sisters anything. Ooh, I do though. The sisters have taken care of me. They love me and I love them. Even if this life wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows? Maybe it will get better in time. Maybe I'll try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really? That would be wonderful, so long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. I feel so bad for this girl, but she's sweet. I learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. No, thank you, Magdalene. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. Come, let's find Mother Francisca. She'll be wanting to hear what you thought of the place. Well, Magdalene, what is your assessment of the poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to a life with us as a sister? I'm compelled by the devoted life the sisters lead, Mother Francisca, but I'm afraid I must tend to my father first. Of course, I understand. Caring for your father is in itself a noble path. However, if your heart leads you back up the hill, the doors of the convent are always open to you. Our community is quite modest compared to the splendor of an old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. I see why fewer women are drawn to the order these days. Thank you for allowing me inside. You are most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Oh, hello, Sister Gertrude. Ah, Magdalene, how did their little expedition go? I learned a lot from seeing the Abbey. I have a good idea of what I'll depict in the mural now. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The Abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What a task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in Tassing and moved on. In truth, the Abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Kershaw was running out of money and patrons. The riot and the fire were simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forage in the rubble. I don't doubt you'll find anything of help for your mural inside other than charred wood and parchment. It might still be worth taking a look if I'm careful. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalene. I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You're most welcome, Magdalene. God bless you. Oof, the time is passing quite quickly. Alright. Let's check out what we can. Well, that was, I don't know if I did learn more about the founding of Curso, and that illustration from the manuscript, the Mithraeum, it was like the one in the mine. Is it part of the history of the Abbey of Tassing? It must be written down somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right there, and maybe not everything was destroyed. Let me see if there's something in the church. Okay, just be very careful. My god, this is amazing. I wonder what it must have looked like before the fire. Everything collapsed in the fire. I'll have to be careful climbing over this rubble to get past. Oh my gosh, this is where she dies. Oh my gosh. Oh shit. Oh, what now? You're gonna jump? Okay, good. Ah. Careful, careful. Oh. Oh, well. Now she's not getting back out. Oh no, I can't get back up there. If I climb it, it might collapse further. I'll have to find another way out. Okay, let's go into the tower. Ooh, what are these vines? There's nothing left of the old staircase, I guess. I can't go this way. These vines go all the way to the top, though. They look sturdy enough to hold my weight. Well, there's no other way out. Oh gosh, okay. This is dangerous. She's just doing dangerous climbing. Oh my gosh, that's so hot. That's a long way up. I can see all of Tassing from here. I wonder if I can piece together the foundations of the Abbey and find a way to get to the library. I bet I could get down this way. The roof looks pretty stable. This is such a bad idea. A burned down building and just like scaling all over it. You can't tell where the areas have rotted. Oh, we're right near the scriptorium and the library. Alright, where to go? Oh god. I remember when the library burned down. Dad told me I was just a baby, but I remember the flames coming out of the windows. So many people were screaming and running around. I cried myself to sleep that night. I haven't seen this place since then. It doesn't look like there's anything left inside. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Well, Magdalene, how are you going to get out of here? How indeed. These roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. I'm glad something beautiful is still growing here. Oh, wow. Oh, everything looks so sad when it's abandoned. Are those the same roses? These roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. Yep. See, I know my way around. Oh, this area is blocked. Okay. Up we go. And then one of the... This is Piero, I think. Oh, it's so sad to see the church like this. This place is a mess. How sad. No, the chapter house. Oh, here we go. Whoa, what is this? Oh, an old mural. It's worn, but I can still see some of the figures. A dance of death? Oh my gosh. What? These figures look new. The paint can't be more than a few years old. Someone's been adding to this. This feels wrong. Who would add new figures to the Dance of Death, and why? These look like people from the town, from here. People who died. That must be the Baron. That's Otto. Wait, is that... Someone's here. Hello? Who are you? Ooh, creepy. Ooh, creepy. Who followed me here? The door. Whoever was watching me must have opened it. I don't like this. I think I've seen everything left of the Abbey. I want to get out of here. At least I found my way out, I think. I did. Ooh, snowing already. The almanac said it shouldn't start for another week at least. I think we're in for a hard winter. I should get back to the Rathouse and get to work. Agree. Let's get out of here. There's someone following us. It's freaking me out. What if I'm next to be murdered? Oh, wait a second. What's this? Snow is creeping down the mountains. Winter will be here soon. Oh. To the Wrath House. Oh, what's Apollo doing here? Hey, Magdalene. Oh wow, it's covered. I did not expect her to cover this, but I'm intrigued. Alright, work on Mural. Good evening, Magdalene. Good evening, Dr. Stolz. I see you're progressing on the town mural. You've made rapid progress. I've rigged the scaffolding sheet so that enough air can flow through. That way the layers dry quickly. I see, that's quite clever. Now then, the council has asked to hear about your progress. I've been researching the early Christian history of Tassing after the Romans left, learning how people settled in the ruins, how the Abbey was founded, why our saints are so important to us. It was a lot to take in, but I've settled on my subject. And what have you chosen, if I may ask? Yeah. I'll paint the Bavarian settling among the Roman ruins, starting the Christian history of Tassing. Yeah. You may find that ignoring the saints in favor of such a mundane portrayal of events is unwelcome. Even so, I suppose it's an important step in the history of Tassing. Remember, the mural isn't for your benefit, but to make Tassing look good. I remember. Very well. After this section, there's still so much work to do. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to portray the revolt. Ah, yes. I imagine it poses difficulties that the other murals do not. It is a strange thing to tell a story that still lives in the hearts of so many people here. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. They've all just locked it away. It sounds like you have your work cut out for you. I'll leave it to you to it then. Oh, Dr. Stolz. Yeah? Have you seen someone lurking around the Abbey? Or heard about it? I haven't been up to the Abbey in years, and no, I haven't heard anything like that. Why? I've seen someone following me a few times. I'm sorry to hear that. Didn't you run into that odious woodsman, Haller Brandt, not long ago? I did. It wasn't a pleasant experience. Well, if you have concerns, you should ask one of the boys to escort you when you're out. There's no need to risk your safety. You're right. Good night, Dr. Stolz. Good night, Magdalene. Now I only have the final part of the mural to finish. How should I paint the revolt? Dad always talked about how the Archdeacon was the only one seeking justice in those days. But what was his name? The only name I can remember is the name of the Archdeacon who came to Tassing when the Baron was killed. Jacob Essler. Maybe he wrote an account of the revolt as an Archdeacon. I'll write to him and ask. And of course, I'll need to write back to Esther too. I'll write them tonight before bed. Alright, so we're back here in the house, and we're basically going to end this night and start a new night and finish the last part of the mural. So I will end it here, and we'll pick up back when we're going to write the next set of letters and start the next part of the mural. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!